The NFL Today on CBS Sports is presented by Southwest Airlines.
And welcome back to the NFL Today, where Coors Light takes you first on the field. The Raiders take on the Dolphins this afternoon. So let's head out to Miami, where Gus Johnson and Steve Tasker are standing by. Gentlemen.
All right, JB, Dolphin Stadium, and we're ready for a classic AFC matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Miami Dolphins. Hi, everybody. I'm Gus Johnson. Welcome to Miami, where today we get an opportunity to see two teams that made a lot of changes during the offseason. We'll see two new coaches, two new quarterbacks, and despite their records, two teams that are playing awfully hard as they search for ways to win games here in the National Football League. I'm pleased to be joined by my partner, Steve Tasker. And Steve, let's start with the Oakland Raiders, where the compelling story surrounds Dante Culpepper. He returns to Miami. He started 4 games for this team last year, had knee problems. He starts today for the Raiders, and he's not talking about it, but you can bet he'd love to come out here and redeem himself in Miami.
Well, it was not a really happy party here in Miami. They actually escorted him off the practice field one day, but he came in last week in relief of Josh McCown and played very well, and he gets a chance to start today here in Miami. And make no mistake about it, he's here with a chip on his shoulder. Last year, he did not play well, but he was never healthy, even in those 4 games before he left with an injury. But he's got a big chip on his shoulder to prove not only to the Raiders that he can be their guy, but also that he could have been Miami's guy.
Well, the Raiders won their first game of the season last week against Cleveland, and it was the running game that turned out to be dominant. Lamont Jordan was fast, and boy, was he physical.
Well, he's elevated his game. Lamont Jordan, as well as the offensive line for the Raiders, are not the same guys that went out and went 2-14 last year. They are a legitimate, tough, physical running football team now, and this offense with this running game is going to be able to help Dante Culpepper and also carry this football team into a lot of wins today and this year. This running game with Lamont Jordan is something that Dolphins are going to have to contend with.
All right, the Dolphins come into this game with an 0-3 record. However, they've lost 2 games by 3 points, both on the road, week 1 at Washington and last week against the New York Jets. They have weapons on this team. The centerpiece is Ronnie Brown.
Yeah, we spoke to Ronnie Brown. He says, I love this offense because it gives me a chance to do other things. Now, he's a big back, and he can run up between the tackles. He's down to 224, but he's a physical runner. But Cam Cameron is also asking him to catch the football a lot out of the backfield. You can look for him to touch the football 25 to 30 times in this game, and he's going to do it from a variety of ways, into the backfield, out of the backfield, handing it to him and throwing it to him.
All right, the man in charge is Trent Green, and in football years, he's old, 37. However, he's still got a cannon in that right arm. He's making plays, threw for over 300 yards last week against the Jets. His favorite target is wide receiver Chris Chambers.
Well, Trent Green is an old guy, but he's new in this offense. He didn't get here till June, and he's now starting to find himself. You saw it last week, and Chris Chambers has been the guy he started to rely on. Chambers can really play. He's got 21 receptions, as you see here, and he is a guy that can get separation, and a receiver who can get separation from defensive backs is asking for the ball, and quarterbacks love to see it. You can bet Trent Green is going to find Chris Chambers a lot today.
Now, defensively for Miami, it's important that they stop the run. They're one of the worst teams in the NFL this year at stopping the run, and today they'll have to do it without one of their leaders. Zach Thomas has a concussion. He'll miss his 2nd straight game, and that brings us to our Nike game points.
Well, for the Dolphins, it's going to start with their defense and Jason Taylor. He's the defensive player of the year from a year ago. He needs to step up now. He only had 1 sack at this time last year, too, so he's due for a breakout. Also, Oakland find the finish line. They have taken the lead with 8.5 minutes left in all of their games. They've only been able to hold on to it once. That's key for them. And for Miami, it is a crime that they have not won a game yet this year. They are better than that, and you can tell by talking to them, they know they're a better football team. They've got high hopes.
Old school matchup here in Miami. Warren Sapp and the Raiders face Joey Porter and the Dolphins in a must-win situation for Miami. have perfect weather for football here in Miami. It's going to get muddy, folks. We'll see who wants to play today. It's the Raiders and the Miami Dolphins. Don't forget, experience the NFL on CBS, brought to you in high definition by Sony. Joey Porter started it all off this week. He put pressure on his teammates, guaranteeing a victory. We'll see if Porter and the Dolphins can walk the walk in the rain against a physical group of Raiders after this. And welcome back to Dolphin Stadium here in Miami, Florida. We're ready for the Oakland Raiders and the Miami Dolphins. However, because of the weather, they have taken both teams off the field. We have lightning and torrential rain here. It's almost as if we have landed in the middle of a tropical storm. So both teams have been taken off the field. And right now we are waiting to find out what the next move will be as the Raiders prepare to take on the Dolphins. Gus Johnson along with Steve Tasker, and a very interesting situation. In the meantime, let's head to New York and join our James Brown.
All right, Gus, thank you so very much. And, of course, we will keep you updated on what's going on there weather-wise. In the meantime, let's take you up to Buffalo, where the New York Jets are taking on the Bills. Ralph Wilson Stadium in Orchard Park. Let's join the announcers there, Ian Eagle and Solomon Wilcots.
On first down for Buffalo. First play from scrimmage. And lunging grab by Evans. They get Evans involved right out of the gate. Edwards making the connection on a 6-yard pickup. Defensively for the Jets, well, there have been some holes here in the early going. Shaun Ellis got the team's first sack of the season last week against Miami. Linebackers, it's been a quiet year so far for Brian Thomas, who had a breakout year in 2006. And in the secondary, you've got the rookie Darrelle Revis. David Barrett coming off a big performance. He was given a game ball for his efforts against the Dolphins last week. 3 receivers set with Roscoe Parrish in. Rolling out. Edwards, he's got time. Throwing on the run. And complete across the 30. The tight end, Robert Royal. They'll move the chains on a 13-yard pass play.
And already we're seeing tremendous trust from the offensive coordinator for Buffalo, Steve Fairchild, allowing Edwards to throw the ball on his first 2 plays in this ball game. It's a rollout. Now look at his vision. See how his vision is down the field and not on the pass rush? That's why he's finding Royo down the field. Was the ball thrown a little bit high? Yes. But he put it in a place where he could come down with it. Right now, Edwards looking pretty good, very comfortable, and showing some poise.
Line of scrimmage is the 33. Dwayne Wright is now the lone setback. Lynch sets up as a receiver. Handoff to Wright. He's a rookie out of Fresno State. Went over 1,000 yards 3 consecutive years in college. And Shaun Ellis will be given credit for the stop. Gain of about 1 on the play.
Now, I really do believe if you're the Buffalo Bills, one of the problems with this 0-3 start, they've been very conservative on offense. They're not throwing the ball down the field. They're not forcing the defenders to back off. That's why they're not even finding room underneath on the short passing routes. And then more and more defenders creeping close to the line of scrimmage looking to stop Marshawn Lynch.
For those of you expecting to see Oakland, Miami currently in a lightning delay, we'll get you to that game as soon as it starts. Marshawn Lynch gets the carry, a 2-yard pickup for Lynch on the stutter step. David Barrett sticking his helmet in there to make the stop. Let's talk about Edwards and the comparisons with Lossman. Lossman is out with the sprained MCL left knee. Happened on the first play from scrimmage last week. What does Edwards bring to this offense?
I think we're still finding out more as he'll get a chance to play. One of the things that you hear about him when you talk to coaches is he's very calm and he's very poised. He's efficient, and his quick release allows him to get rid of the ball and get it into the hands of his playmaker.
Operating out of the shotgun on a 3rd and 8. Here's Edwards. Rush coming, and Edwards a sitting duck. Victor Hobson shot through the gap for the sack. And the Jets, with their 2nd sack of the season, puts an end to this Buffalo drive.
Well, they're going to come right over from the right side. And here's Hobson here, but they're also coming off the corner. And watch how they get pressure on him right away. And this is where the offensive line has to improve. So they run a stunt. And this is zone protection. So over on the left side of the offensive line, Fowler lost this guy. He and Derek Dockery not showing the kind of communication in that zone protection scheme, allowing the sack.
The Pro Bowler Brian Moorman punting to Leon Washington. He lets it bounce. Was it a fair catch or not? Flag comes down. Washington had been making gestures with his hand as Sam Aiken came down the field to make the play. A penalty marker down.
Did the official see him? Because if the other flag was thrown up by Leon Washington, it was a white flag signaling a fair catch. He didn't want to take a hit.
A miscommunication there as Washington was waving his right arm. That ball had taken a roll, and Washington was waiting for it.
Invalid fair catch signal on the receiving team. 5 yards from the spot of the foul. First down, New York Jets. Timeout.
Now special teams coordinator Mike Westhoff over to chat with Leon Washington after the 50-yard punt for Mormon. We're just underway in Western New York, the Bills and the Jets.
James Brown in New York with a reminder for those of you expecting to see the Oakland at Miami contest. There is lightning in the area there in Miami. There is about a 10 to 15-minute delay. We will keep you updated on that. In the meantime, we're going to take you to Buffalo to see the game between the New York Jets and the Buffalo Bills. Let's join the announcers, Ian Eagle and Solomon Wilcots.
For a 3-yard gain. John DeGiorgio in on that stop for Buffalo. Chad Pennington, he comes in 234 yards away from passing Vinny Testaverde for 4th all-time in passing yards in Jets history. Offensive line, DeBrickashaw Ferguson did a terrific job last week against Jason Taylor. Backs and receivers, Jones went over 100 yards for the first time in a Jets uniform. On a 2nd and 7, Pennington getting everybody on the same page. Motion man, Kochery. And movement. Larry Triplett jumped. John Parry, a busy man here early in the first.
Offside. Number 98 defense. Unabated to the quarterback. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Now the 6th-year veteran jumping off sides, and the Jets take advantage. 2nd and 2.
We already mentioned that the Bills are playing today without 4 starters on the defensive side of the ball, meaning you have a lot of 2nd and 3rd team guys in there. You have to be careful against Chad Pennington and that no-huddle offense. They're going to try to get people out of position and draw you off sides.
Pennington suffered that high ankle sprain in week 1, the loss to New England. On the give, Jones able to get around one tackler and accelerate for a 5-yard pickup. He made Whitner miss and picked up extra yardage. First down, New York.
Another advantage of the no-huddle for Chad Pennington is he gets to look at the adjustments that the defense is making. You get to understand if they're in man or zone. If they're running with his offensive players, you know it's a man coverage. If they stay put against the motion or shift and you know they're in zone coverage, that's a tremendous advantage for a quarterback.
Again, Pennington checking off the line of scrimmage. Jones by himself in the backfield. Darian Barnes is a healthy inactive today. There's Thomas Jones. Teams have run effectively on Buffalo through the first 3 weeks. 2-yard gain. They've really taken advantage of the Buffalo defensive injuries. Had some high-profile guys along the defensive line. The linebacker spots probably most affected so far for the Bills.
Yeah, look at the guys who are missing, and only Angelo Crowell remains as a starter amongst the linebacking core. And then in the secondary, where I think they've been really hit also without Jason Webster and Cole Simpson. They've got a lot of guys in there playing now who are not starters in training camp.
There's Pennington to throw. A strike to Coles, who's brought backwards on the tackle. Ashton Yabodi making the stop.
And the Bills defense, as we talk about all the injuries, they come in ranked dead last overall on defense and against the run and pass. What happens, teams like what you see the Jets doing now, sustaining drives, keeping the defense on the field. And then in the second half, they tend to wear down. Eric Mangini had high praise for this Bills defense. The problem is, in the second half, when they've been on the field for the entire day, they start to tire and give up big plays.
Mangini said the Bills are the best defensive pursuit team in the NFL. Driving forward. Needed about a half a yard and got a full yard. Thomas Jones. It'll be a new set of downs for the Jets to work with.
I think Thomas Jones has been a tremendous acquisition for the New York Jets offense. I think we saw it last week. He went over 100 yards rushing against Miami. Well, 92 of those yards came in the second half. So he's a guy that can, I think, really wear down the defense, and I think that's what they're expecting to do today. He will get significant carries in this game. Going to have a lot of opportunity to gain yards.
Pennington told us Jones brings a physicality to this offense that they needed from a year ago. Double tight end set, fake on the initial handoff, on the end around. Cotchery trying to turn the corner, and he doesn't have the angle. It'll be a loss of 2 on the play. Kyle Williams, defensive tackle, chasing down the spry wide receiver.
And it starts with Aaron Schobel, the defensive end. He's the guy that has to contain the play. Watch how he stays outside, and I think that's just phenomenal. Number 94, and he bounces that ball all the way to the sideline, forcing Cotchery to get depth on the play. It does start with the defensive end staying home because the run action was away. He stayed backside to contain the ball.
Empty backfield now. A shift. Leon Washington will line up there. On the draw play. Washington, change of pace back. Bills were ready. Nothing doing as John McCargo led that charge for Buffalo. No gain. Lightning delay down in South Florida. So for those of you expecting to see the Oakland-Miami game, they are in a delay. We'll get you to that broadcast as soon as the game gets underway. Here in Western New York, the Bills and Jets are scoreless. 7 minutes to play in a fast-moving first quarter. And the Jets facing a 3rd and 11.
Well, this is where you really have to watch out for the tight end, Chris Baker. He's been known to make some plays. And watch Chad Pennington see if he can make a play on 3rd down.
Brad Smith is in there, usually involved in some trickery. On the toss-out, Smith looking to create after the catch. Smith, shake and bake move, got driven forward, and he's going to come up just a little shy, depending on the spot. Lavernius Coles with a key block on the outside.
And we told you they're not afraid to take chances. And look at them. They're going to try to catch the Bills' defense off balance here, not quite prepared.
They're going to go for it on 4th down.
Hold your water. No offsides if you're Buffalo. They may not snap the ball.
They need about a half a yard to keep this drive going. And Pennington waiting for instructions. Oh, they're not going to get a playoff. Chad Pennington taking a timeout as he made his way over to John Parrish. So the Jets will have a decision on their hands when we come back to Buffalo.
Delay game. Offense. 10-yard penalty. 4th down.
Well, so no timeout as Pennington went over to the referee. They accepted the penalty to give their punter, Ben Graham, a little more room to work with. So they went from going for it on 4th and half a yard to accepting the delay of game and punting now to Roscoe Parrish. Graham, who gets some funky spins on the ball from his Australian rules football background. Here's Parrish, and that's a fair catch, officially a fair catch at the 11-yard line. He did that correctly. 38-yard punt. First quarter action will continue when we return.
James Brown in New York with an update for those of you expecting the Raiders and Dolphins game. As you see there, they're preparing the field for the start of play. The league is anticipating about another 10-minute delay. We will get you back there for the start of that contest. In the meantime, back to Buffalo, Jets and Bills, Ian Eagle and Solomon Wilcots.
Buffalo Bills have scored just 24 points in their 3 games so far this season. Defensively, they gave up 485 total yards last week. They take over on offense with a 1st and 10 at the 11. The rookie, Edwards, throwing over the middle. Drop! Lee Evans looked to run before he hauled it in cleanly. Well, Edwards is only the 4th Bills rookie to start at quarterback since 1970. Todd Collins, the last guy to do it back in 1995. Stanford standout, put up good numbers for what was not a good football team.
Not a good team, wasn't surrounded by a lot of talent. I think what the scouts saw in him is the way he really ran the offense and was able to be productive despite being surrounded by lesser talent.
He did deal with a lot of injuries at Stanford, a shoulder injury, a foot injury, played only one full season his junior year. Here's Edwards firing and complete. Able to thread the needle to Lee Evans, going right back to him, a 5-yard gain, working against Andre Dyson of the Jets.
Now watch how tight the coverage is by Dyson, 21. See, he closed the cushion, and then he fires and goes for the ball. Unless you challenge defensive backs deep, and they come in knowing that the Bills don't throw the ball deep. They're not going to even take shots. They're going to sit on coverage and look to crowd Lee Evans.
Bills have lost to Denver, Pittsburgh, and New England. Those three teams are combined 8-1. Anthony Thomas now in there for the Bills, facing a 3rd and 5 from their own 16. Out of the gun, Edwards. They handle the rush. Edwards throwing and complete to Josh Reed. Right at the marker, should be enough for a first down. Darrelle Revis, the rookie, with the coverage against the veteran.
They call this a smash route. Watch Reed come outside and then go back underneath. Nice accuracy, and you love the ball placement so far by the rookie quarterback, Trent Edwards. Going to have to find a way to stretch the field and get his receiver down the field to make some plays.
He actually got that first down because of the way Revis tackled him, turning him over and picking up maybe an extra 1.5 yards. So they move the change, draw play. Marshawn Lynch runs into a crowd, and the white jerseys continue in pursuit, led by Brian Thomas with the tackle. It's a loss of 2 on the play. Offensively for Buffalo, yep, they're dead last here in 2007. No explosive plays so far on this young season.
The stock trend is downward. It would suggest a sale for the Buffalo Bills on offense. And this is the 3rd straight week that they're playing against a 3-4 defense. You would think that they'd have some familiarity, understanding how to attack. I think they have to run the stretch run play, but then Marshawn Lynch can't try to get to the corner. You got to either cut it up or cut it back.
2nd and long now for the Bills. Fake the handoff. Edwards throwing. Good route. Lee Evans turns it upfield. He's got a first down. Out across the 35-yard line. It's a 16-yard hookup for the Bills. Buffalo on the move as we check in with an NFL Today update. JB in New York.
Hey, Ian and Solly, the Browns are on the board first. 9 plays, 50 yards, capped by that Derek Anderson to 2-yard bullet to Joe Jurevicius. It is 7-0 Cleveland. 8th touchdown toss of the season for Derek Anderson. Back to Ian and Solly.
Well, JB, everybody was ready to put Brady Quinn in to run that Cleveland offense, except one guy, Derek Anderson.
Derek Anderson has something else to say about it.
Here's Edwards now, comfortable in the pocket, throws, high throw, caught by Evans into Jets territory. Lee Evans has gotten an early wake-up call here in week 4.
Watch the route from Lee Evans. The fact is they're getting the ball down the field, Ian, running underneath as it clears out, and he goes up on a high throw from Trent Edwards and is able to make the catch. You know, Lee Evans has been struggling, but mainly because he's been getting a lot of double coverage, and no one else has been able to make plays. On that 22-yard gain, he showed that now he's starting to come out of it. The fact is they're giving him opportunities to make the plays down the field. 4 catches, 49 yards for Evans, who was a non-factor through the first 3 weeks. Edwards, no rush whatsoever. And Robert Royal loses the football. Jets have it. Buffalo drive comes to a halt, and Victor Hobson on the fumble recovery for New York. You know, Dick Duran was telling us, we just need a spark. We just need something. And it looked as if they were getting what they were asking for on that drive. Trent Edwards had it going, and Robert Royal gives it back to the New York Jets.
James Brown back in New York, as you can see from the video there. The officials are out on the field. The Raiders are on the field, so we are expecting that game to get underway shortly. As you take a look at the officials overlooking the action, we will get you back to the start of that game in just a few. But back to Buffalo, Jets and Bills for that contest, and the announcers, Ian Eagle and Solomon Wilcox.
On first down from the 38 after the turnover, a floater to Lavernius Coles, and picks up modest yardage on first down. 3 yards, Mario Hagan ranging over to make that play for the Bills.
Did you see how the defenders, the inside pursuit, Hagan, Schobel, they turned and ran to the outside once that ball went out to Lavernius Coles. That's the pursuit that Eric Mangini was really giving high praise to this defense. They're very fast. The thing is, they're lean in numbers because of the injuries.
Nickel package now defensively for Buffalo. A 2nd and 7 for the Jets. So the Jets elected not to go for it on 4th and short. Punted. Buffalo had a good drive working, but they turned it over. Jets take over. Good field position. Underneath, Thomas Jones turns it upfield for an 11-yard gain. Angelo Crowell in on the stop for the Bills. A first down for New York.
Thomas Jones, all he does, he just checks through the line of scrimmage. This is what we call the check down, right in front of the linebackers. Smartly understand. See how he gets vertical down the field? What did he tell us yesterday? Because I really complimented him on his running style. He says, yeah, you can't get any yards running sideways.
Well, as a kid growing up, one of the running backs that he looked up to was a former Bill. Thurman Thomas. Just loved his unsung approach. Didn't look for the headlines, but just got it done week in and week out. Jones tries to pattern himself after that philosophy. Into Buffalo territory. Play clock had run down. And the Jets took too much time. Or did they? Might have been some movement on that line. John Parry, referee.
Prior to the snap, false start, number 86, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, that's the tight end, Chris Baker. Had a touchdown last week. He's been a dangerous red zone target for the Jets, but really has not been much of a factor in the passing game beyond the red zone.
Yeah, and you got to just give Chris Baker, I think, some credit there. Once the motion receiver gets to you, the ball has to be snapped right there. On that play, the ball was snapped late.
Final play of this first quarter, and nothing there for Thomas Jones. He got spilled out. Look at all the blue jerseys there, including Aaron Schobel. A loss of 1 as we wrap up the first quarter. The Jets and the Bills are scoreless. The NFL on CBS continues in a moment.
You're watching the NFL on CBS. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Verizon Wireless and by refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Well, for those of you who are patiently awaiting the start of the Oakland at Miami contest, we will now get you to that one after bonus coverage between the Jets and Bills. Let's take you now to Miami, Oakland and Miami. Gus Johnson and Steve Tasker.
Welcome back. Gus Johnson along with Steve Tasker. After about a 30-minute delay, we're finally ready for football. And folks, we have to give a lot of credit to a Mr. Edwin Lamore. He is the ground superintendent here at Dolphin Stadium. Awesome job by his team. They were prepared. They got the tarp on and off. The sandbags were ready. What a terrific job. They even managed to chalk it up again.
Yeah, they looked like an ant farm down there. They had so many guys. They got hit hard with some rain here, Gus, but this field supposedly is, as you see there they go, and that's what they had to go through. But this field, if it gets 3 inches of rain an hour, 30 minutes after it quits, they'll have a firm surface, and it's been about 30 minutes since it stopped raining in the field. And I'll tell you, Gus, I've played on it. It's a great field.
All right, so the Raiders have won the toss, and they will receive the football. The Raiders lead the all-time regular season series 15-11 with 1 tie. Dolphins have won the last 6 meetings, though, including on November 27th of 2005. Dolphins won it 33-21. In that game, Ricky Williams had a 34-yard touchdown run, and the Dolphins defense recorded 7 sacks, 3 by Jason Taylor. They also had a safety. So Chris Carr back deep. And we're underway after a 30-minute delay from the goal line. Carr and the Raiders running it. And they cross the 20 up to about the 23-yard line. Will Allen with the tackle on special teams. It's a 24-yard return. So here comes Dante Culpepper in relief of Josh McCown last week. 8 of 14, 118 yards, and 84.8 quarterback rating. He did not turn the ball over, no interceptions, as they defeated the Cleveland Browns 26-17. to 24. So first down and 10 for Culpepper. He returns to Miami, where he started 4 games as the Dolphins quarterback last year. On first down at the 24, they hand it off. Lamont Jordan running over the right side. Trailer with the tackle. It's a 2-yard gain. So let's take a look at this offensive line. Remember when they drafted Robert Gallery out of Iowa? He was a left tackle, but he's found a home at left guard. He's a big guard, 6'7". The backs end receivers, Ronald Curry is their best receiver right now. He's in his 6th year, can do a little bit of everything, and he's not afraid to go across the middle. Second down and 8 at the 26-yard line. Jordan, the single setback, lines up at the 20. Here's Culpepper, short drop underneath, and it's incomplete. John Madsen, the intended receiver. Will Allen covering defensively. The Dolphins defense allowed 256 total yards and allowed an average of only 4 yards per play against the Jets. Keith Trailer, 16th year. He'll be looked to plug up that hole in the middle to stop Jordan. The linebackers, Zach Thomas out, so Crowder moves over to the middle. Pope starts on the outside. And in the secondary, how about this, folks? They want to stop the run. Donovan Darius was in camp with the Raiders earlier this year, released, picked up by Miami, and he's starting today. Third down and 8 at the 26-yard line. Culpepper trying to set up a screen, and it's incomplete. Jordan, the intended receiver. Raiders coming up empty, and they will punt it away.
And they had it going on. That screen pass was perfectly set up. They had plenty of room to get that first down if Jordan can just find the handle. Great job by Culpepper.
That brings on Shane Leckler. His career punting average is 46.1, best in the NFL. Ted Ginn Jr., rookie out of Ohio State, stands at the 25. Leckler averaging 50.8 yards per punt this year, and it will be fielded. No, Ginn gets away from it, and it's downed at the 25. A 50-yard punt for Leckler. So here comes Trent Green. 23 of 36 last week, 318, a touchdown, 1 pick. He was sacked only once as he threw for over 300 yards for the 30th time in his career, his first since 2005.
You know, we mentioned in the open, Gus, that he's only been here a Dolphin since June, and it takes a little while to get the offense. Now, he's getting some help from Cam Cameron, who's a great teacher, but now he's starting to feel more comfortable. I think you're going to see him get back to the Trent Green that Miami wanted here.
First down and 10 to the 25. They hand it off. Ronnie Brown, second man through. Tommy Kelly plugs up the hole. Miami as a team ranked 14th in the NFL in total offense, and they really love this kid, Samson Satele, second-round pick, rookie out of Hawaii. He's their center, and he could be a great offensive lineman by the time his career is over. Backs and receivers, let's take a look. Ronnie Brown, over 200 yards from scrimmage last week, 3 touchdowns, including 23 carries for 112 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Second down and 9 at the 26. Here's Trent Green, and he fires. This is his fullback, Malia. And Malia gets to the 30. A gain of 5 on the play. Last week versus Cleveland, the Raiders defense held Jamal Lewis to only 56 yards rushing. And how about the old guy in the middle? Warren Sapp has lost 52 pounds, and he's making the kid next to him, Gerard Ward, play a whole lot better. Let's look at their linebackers. Kirk Morrison, 3 interceptions already. Howard has 2. Williams is the other outside linebacker. And in the secondary, Nnamdi Asamoah. He's a big physical corner, about 6'2". He wants to get his hands on both Booker and Chambers. Third down 4 at the 31. Brown, the single setback. They were successful with a lot of screens last week. Picked off! Howard down the sideline with the block. Out of bounds at the 10. The Raiders linebackers told us that they feel that they're playing from the hash marks and out. That's why they're picking off so many passes. A 29-yard return.
You watch it right there. Look how deep he already is. He's 8 yards deep, even as he sits. Hides behind the umpire and jumps out, and a sensational catch by Howard. These linebackers for the Raiders are an athletic bunch. They're fast. They love dropping into coverage, particularly on a team that plays a lot of man. Because when a quarterback is watching for man defense, they don't always think about those linebackers.
So first down and 10 at the 11-yard line. Lamont Jordan Lines up in the backfield for Dante Culpepper and company. Here's the handoff. Jordan over the left side. He'll pick up a couple. Now, yesterday, when we talked to Kurt Morrison and the Raiders linebackers, they told us that we feel that we're playing from the hash mark and out because our two defensive linemen, Gerard Warren as well as Warren Sapp, our two D tackles, do such a great job of getting their hands up.
Yeah, and they get such penetration. Warren and Sapp are really active up inside, and the quarterback seems to always be looking away from them, which means towards the numbers or outside the hashes. And the linebackers kind of just drift out there and have really been getting in the way of a lot of throws.
Second down and 5 at the 6-yard line. Culpepper dropping back with time in the end zone. Touchdown, Mike Williams. Flag on the play. Mike Williams inactive last week. He dropped a couple of balls. And the flag
is going to be on Williams.
Interference, offense, number 17. 10-yard penalty, second down.
Well, there was some contact in the back of the end zone, Gus. You see there, Joey Porter's he's not going to let him get away with that. But watch right here. This is right here, taken off out of the slot. And Donovan Darius, the safety, gets pushed up against him. And I don't know. That looks like a pretty good catch. Yeah, there was some contact, but guys put their hands on guys without getting an injury. I don't think he pushed off Darius at all. I don't know about that call.
Lane Kiffin told us that Mike Williams would have to step up. A correction, he was inactive 2 weeks ago against Denver. Had some problems holding on to the ball last week against Cleveland. Here's Culpepper. Steps up in the pocket, trying to get outside. And he's hog-tied and taken down by Keith Traylor. 16th season, flag on the play. And it looks like it may be offside against Miami.
Offsides, defense, number 99, lining up in the neutral zone, 5-yard penalty, second down.
And that's the great Jason Taylor.
Yeah, and Jason Taylor was working on the left tackle over there. You'll watch right there at the bottom. He jumps. Now, so does Sims, but Sims reacts to Taylor. So there's really no penalty on the offensive player because the defender forced him into it and reacted and mimicked a snap.
Second down and 10 at the 11. Williams at the bottom of your screen. Curry in the slot at the bottom of your screen. And they hand it off. Jordan. And he'll get inside the 10-yard line. 3-yard pickup. Bonnie Holiday. First man to him.
And after the turnover, this Miami defense finds itself on the field, fighting hard to keep them out of the end zone. I mean, this has been the story. I mean, this defense has been something that the Dolphins have leaned on for a lot of years. As you mentioned, people have been calling them old for 3 years, but they've been good. And you never really started to think it was true maybe until this year and now with Zach Thomas out of the lineup, they're that much weaker today.
Third down and 6 at the 7. They need to go to the run. Here's Culpepper. Short drop, pumps. The slant underneath, Joey Porter. Touchdown! Joey Porter's back in business after being sidelined last year by Art Shell. Lane Kiffin comes in, says, Joey, if you want to play, Jerry, excuse me, if you want to play, here's your opportunity.
Right at the top, he's going to be working one-on-one. You see how much room he has. They double team Williams in the slot, and Porter has got him all to himself. Working against Goodman there, and it's just too tough. I mean, too much room and too many things that could happen for a defensive back.
Extra point, good. So the Raiders capitalize on the turnover. Jerry Porter from Dante Culpepper. Oakland takes a 7-0 lead. Welcome back. Jerry Porter last year played in only 4 games, was inactive for 9. He was either on the reserve or the suspended list. But remember, he led this team in receiving in 2005, 76 catches for close to 1,000 yards. And the Raiders have a 7-0 lead. Ted Ginn Jr. will take a knee. So Trent Green and the Miami Dolphins will have it at the 20-yard line as we take a look at the scoring drive. 3 plays, 11 yards. They capitalize on the Trent Green interception.
And they also got the call, did the Raiders,
And the pass interference, it didn't look like offensive pass interference also. So they actually scored twice, got credit for one. And really the Dolphins could not have been put in a worse situation early in the game by the turnover.
First down and 10 at the 20 for Miami. Out of the I formation, Malia and Brown in the backfield. Here's Brown. And Ronnie Brown gets to the 21, maybe the 22-yard line. Tommy Kelly with the tackle. But last week, Ronnie Brown, 23 carries, a $112, 2 touchdowns against the Jets. He averaged almost 5 yards per carry. And this is the slimmer, leaner version of Mr. Brown.
No kidding. I mean, he has dropped a lot of weight. He was up to 250 pounds at one point in the offseason, and now he's down to 223. And Cam Cameron had a lot of great things to say about him because, you know, they asked him to get down. He didn't whine or anything. He said, okay. And my gosh, I don't know how he did it, but he did. I mean, he looks great.
Went from 251, now at 224, 225. 2nd and 9 to the 21. Here's the pitch. Nothing doing. Kirk Morrison, the linebacker, first man there. And this Raider defense looks sharp to start. A loss of 3.
And Ronnie Brown, there you see it, week 3, he busted onto the scene. And really, you got to get over 4 yards a carry. 5 is great. But I think there, the TDs are great. And the 10-plus, the big plays are one thing. Every defense, when you talk to them, Gus, every defense really goes crazy over big plays they give up. If they can stop from that, they're better off.
Talking about a big play man, look at Warren Sapp right there. He's another person that came into camp a little slimmer, lost 52
Illegal
pounds.
formation, offense, tackle was uncovered, penalty is declined, 2nd down.
I think you got to think about the weather today too, Gus. Everybody's kind of feeling their way around. Now the field, as you can see, it's a little bit torn up, but not incredibly bad. I mean, we've seen it worse down here, but they really did a nice job. And this field will handle the moisture. Now that stuff you're looking at is the baseball configuration. They put all kinds of moisture absorbency stuff on it, and let's hope it does its job as they get into that end of the field.
3rd down and 11 at the 19. Green out of the shotgun. Green's looking, trying to get out of the pocket, and he's sacked. Unbelievable. Gerard Warren, the Florida Gator, who has found a home in Oakland after being the 3rd overall pick by the Cleveland Browns. A loss of 13.
Coming right down from inside and stays in. He switches with the defensive end and ends up outside. And as Green breaks containment, he's there to get him. You see the coverage. The Raiders dropping off into zone coverage. Great coverage there by Washington. No place to throw the football, and it ended up in the sack.
So the Dolphins punting out of their own end zone. Lee Higgins back deep. He'll start from the 40. And chopped down immediately. Terrific looking special teams play. Cameron Worrell, 55-yard punt and a 5-yard return. Check out the new NFL.com where you can view exclusive video highlights from all of today's games. It's only at NFL.com. So, young Lane Kiffin, the youngest head coach in the history of the National Football League, got the job at 31 years of age. He's currently 32, and he's trying to make these Raiders play physical football. They did it last week against Cleveland.
They certainly did, and they are on his program. They like his attitude. They like what he's brought to the football team. They like the culture he's trying to create, and that says a lot when the veterans are buying into it right away as well. I mean, that says a lot about Lane Kiffin and his presence.
First down and 10 at the 42. Jordan, the single setback. They give it to him over the left side. He spins and is chopped down. Nice looking defense. Donovan Darius coming up and making the tackle. It's a 1-yard gain. So that brings us to our feature. We call this, folks, the Task Force, where we try to highlight the top matchups on both sides of the ball.
Well, for the Raiders today, it's going to be Lamont Jordan on Channing Crowder. Crowder's moved down to the inside, and he's going to have to shadow Jordan wherever he goes. You've got to tackle this guy and keep him from getting a lot of yards. If you can limit his yardage, you'll limit his touches. It's important for Channing Crowder.
Here's Jordan over the right side with some room, and Jordan up to the 45-yard line. Ronaldo Hill, the safety, comes up and makes the tackle, but it's a gain of 11.
And right there you saw Jordan cut up inside, and nobody was there. That's exactly the matchup we were talking about. The Dolphins have got to fit in their run defense to stop the run. It takes 11 guys, and they've been making so many mistakes, admittedly mistakes, that's been causing them real problems in the run game.
That's Vonnie Holliday on his back.
You can see there the condition of the field.
But Lamont Jordan, the former member of the New York Jets, last week, 29 carries, 121 yards and a touchdown against the Cleveland Browns. His 471 yards from scrimmage leads the AFC, second in the NFL. We'll step away. Back right after this. Prior to kickoff, we had a very interesting experience as Vonnie Holliday walks off the field on his own. The sky opened up, thunder, lightning, big time thunder showers, and a 30-minute rain delay. We come back, Raiders with the 7-0 lead. Trent Green has already thrown an interception. Dante Culpepper has the football at the Miami 46, first down. Out of the offset eye. And play action. Culpepper setting up deep. Fires, and it's off the top of a Dolphin, incomplete. Looks like that ball went off the back of Derek Pope, who's starting today because Zach Thomas is out of the lineup with a concussion.
You're right, Gus, and that throw was just a hair late from Culpepper as he comes out and play fakes. Right there, the ball's got to go, and he just throws it a little short, and it's a good thing that didn't get there because that was a collision waiting to happen.
Brings up second down and 10 at the 46. Here's Jordan over the left side, picked up 11 on his last carry. He gets inside the 40-yard line, picks up 8 there. Right with the tackle, but Warren Sapp was really great when we had a chance to talk to him and ask him about this young coach, Lane Kiffin, 32 years old. He said Lane Kiffin has given us great direction. He's created a fun environment, and he's allowing you to flourish and play to your strengths. He's on our side. It's fun rather, to come to work again. And that comes from one of the great players in the NFL who has a relationship, albeit not a great one, with Lane Kiffin's father. We'll talk about that one in a moment. Third down and 2 at the 38. Culpepper, short drop, quarterback draw, and he picks up the first down. Inside the 35, Matt Roth with the tackle, a gain of 4, but to finish that point, Warren Sapp played in Tampa. Monty Kiffin is the defensive coordinator there. Warren Sapp and Monty Kiffin don't see eye to eye.
Well, he played hard for him, and they like each other, but when it came time for Warren Sapp to either move on or them to sign him, Kiffin said, you know, I don't know. I think it's okay that we let him go. Don't bring him back. We've got players here that can cover for him. And players tend to take it personal, even if the coach doesn't mean it personal. They, you know, how can you not take it personal when the guy says we don't need you anymore?
First down and 10 at the 34. Here's Jordan over the left side. So we asked Warren Sapp yesterday when we spoke to him, he said, so there's no transfer? You're not a huge fan of Monty Kiffin. He was your coordinator. He said, no, because what I understand about Lane Kiffin is I've known this kid since he was 19 years old and I was 22 years old. I think that not only is he a future John Gruden, but better.
Yeah, he sees a lot of great things in Kiffin. He sees some Tony Dungy. He sees some Gruden in him. He sees a lot of great things, and he's ready to play hard for him. And that says a lot about a veteran who's been around the block a few times.
Second and 4 at the 28-yard line. Jordan. Raiders committed to running the football. He gets it to the 25. That's a 3-yard pickup.
They're going to mark him short of the 25, or just outside the 25. I thought he got over that. But both guys on the sidelines, they're going to be third and about 1. But this running game, as you can see here in the early going, Gus, they are sticking with it. And that's the difference. I mean, there's only one team, Pittsburgh, who's running for more yards than they did a year ago than Oakland. They got 64 yards better than they were a year ago every game. That's a difference maker.
Raiders averaging close to 160 yards rushing per game, third in the NFL. Third down and 1. Jordan looking for the first down, has it and more. Smash mouth football. Raiders with it at the 10-yard line. Lehan with the tackle, but it's a pickup of 15.
It's a great run by Jordan. He comes out and sets the block up, and the guys up in front of him are doing a better job. It starts to feel, watch, he's going to take this handoff and give a little look to the outside. Right there, outside, and now watch as he cuts right up inside the block there of Griffin, and nobody can get there. Exactly where he was supposed to be. Faked the outside cut, then went right up inside the cut-back block. Great run.
9 carries, 54 yards for Georgia. First down and 10 at the 11. Inside handoff. Griffith crawls inside the 5. Jason Taylor there. So the strength of this Raiders offense is their running game. The weakness of this Miami Dolphins defense is their defense of the run.
I'll tell you, Gus, if you can't stop the run as a defense, it's demoralizing. It is absolutely demoralizing. And that's Miami, the comparison there. You know, they're allowing 10 more points a game and 60 yards of rushing more a game. And I'll tell you what, Gus, it permeates your whole organization if you cannot stop the run.
Second down and 4 at the 5. They hand it off. Griffith straight ahead. He gets close to the goal line. Dolphins as a team give up 166 yards rushing per game, 29th in the NFL. And basically, Steve, when a team says to you that we're going to run it on you, what they're saying is we don't respect you.
That's the way you take it. I mean, they're running because they think they can win the game doing that. It's nothing personal, but you, as a defender, when they run the ball and you know they're going to run the ball, man, there's nothing that sucks the heart out of a team more than getting run on every single down.
Justin Fargas is checked in. Change of pace back, runs it straight ahead, and Fargas gets to about the 1-yard line.
Close to a first down. I'll tell you what, if this is a 4th and short, I think you go ahead and go for it. You watch Jason Taylor coming across the field, taking a little heat. I mean, he was a defensive player of the year last year for not doing a lot of things, but at this point last year, he had 1 sack in 3 games. He comes into today's game, the 4th game of the season. He has 1 sack, just like he did a year ago. I mean, you forget the corner this guy turned halfway through the season last year, and he really started putting up some numbers.
So the Raiders are short. A decision needs to be made. And this is where the rubber meets the road right now. Lane Kiffin, no doubt, no hesitation. They're going for it. 4th down and 1. 12th play of the drive that started at the 42. Raiders trying to put away Miami in their building. Cam Cameron in his first year. 5 years as the offensive coordinator in San Diego. Trying to turn things around in South Florida. Here we go. Griffith, the single setback. Quarterback sneak. Culpepper dives. Touchdown.
No doubt.
Dante Culpepper using that 260-pound frame to go 1 yard. And the Raiders take a 13-0 lead.
And Gus, this 13-0 lead has been a dominating 13-0. Turnovers, running the football, grinding it out. I mean, the Raiders have done absolutely everything right today, and the Dolphins seem like they can't get it together.
So Sebastian Janikowski comes on, and the extra point is up and good.
Now they bring all 3 wide receivers off to the right-hand side, and Culpepper sneaks it to the left, right in between the gap between the defensive nose tackle and defensive end. You see there, right there, the gap in the defense. And when you're 6'4", 260 pounds, a couple of offensive linemen go with you. That's a lot of weight to get stopped before it can travel about 48 inches.
So Dante Culpepper with the quarterback sneak for the touchdown. Oakland takes a 14-0 lead. Now remember, at the beginning of the week, the Dolphins popped off a little bit. Joey Porter guaranteed victory. And right now his team is down 14-0 on their home field.
And interesting, Joey Porter was not on the field for that last play. They made a defensive adjustment, pulled some guys out, put some defensive linemen, and Joey Porter wasn't even in that defensive set for the Dolphins.
So the scoring drive, 12 plays covering 58 yards. Raiders held it for 6 minutes and 29 seconds. And Dante Culpepper capped it off with a 2-yard run on the quarterback sneak. Raiders have 76 yards in total offense. Miami -8.
And that's the difference as well, Gus. Now the Raiders put together a very nice drive right there against the Dolphins on offense with the run game, but Miami's got to answer offensively. I mean, you can say what you want about the Dolphin defense. The offense has not done their share either.
Line drive by Janikowski. This one fielded by the up back, Chapman. Chapman at the 25. And he crosses the 30, gets up to the 33-yard line. A 20-yard return. Alston, first man to him on special teams. So here comes Trent Green. He's bounced around the NFL, Washington, St. Louis, most recently Kansas City. Herman Edwards was ready to let him go, and he's found a home here in Miami. His quarterback's coach when he was in Washington was Cam Cameron.
And they remember each other. I mean, that's one of the reasons Cam Cameron brought him in. He knows the type of person he is. And you seen last year, he's still got some football to be played. And he's trying, can he get it together here in Miami fast enough to turn this season around?
First down at the 32. Here's Green, straight drop, sets up a screen. Ronnie Brown goes nowhere. They were ready for it. He's chopped down at the 30. Kirk Morrison. And it's a loss of 1. So let's take a look at the task force once again.
Well, for the Dolphins, the matchup comes almost the same spot. It's going to be Mike Huff and Ronnie Brown. Now, Ronnie Brown is being asked to do a lot of different things in this offense. Not only run, which Huff will help in run support, but also in the passing game. And Mike Huff is going to make tackles a lot just like that, and also end up in coverage against Ronnie Brown. And that's when this matchup is really going to play out in this game.
Second down and 11 at the 31. Here's Green, fires to the far side, and it's caught. Looks like Chambers with the reception. Nicely done. As Stanford route brings him down, it's a gain of 8 yards.
Well, that's one of the things that this offense has to do. They got to get the ball out of Trent Green's hands. He's been sacked, and he's been harried in the pocket, and the running game has been stopped. You got to loosen this Raider defense up with the throws. Those are the kind of throws that get the Raider defense thinking, okay, all right, we're not going to be able to get there right away. It gets the defense starting to think different things rather than just getting after the quarterback.
Time winding down in the first quarter. Third down and 3. Inside handoff Brown. And he has the first down and some as he gets to midfield. A gain of 10. Chris Clemens with the tackle.
You know, Gus, we talk a lot about players like Trent Green and Ronnie Brown and Warren Sapp and Dante Culpepper, but I'll tell you what, the coaches on both of these sidelines, and in this case Cam Cameron, really help their players out by sending in plays that allow them to do what they do best. And as this game wears on, both these coaches are going to let their players do some things they know they can do and also take advantage of the weaknesses or what their opponent does not do well.
So the Dolphins have the football down 14-0. Back to Miami right after this. Dolphins still having problems in the first quarter. They have not scored a first quarter touchdown in their last 8 regular season games. They've scored 3 field goals. As we start the second, down 14-0. Miami at the 49. Play action. Green over the middle, and it's juggled incomplete. Intended for Chambers, but there to break it up is Sam Williams. He may have gotten a hand in the passing lane.
Yeah, you're right. We'll see if he gets a hand on it. If he does, you can understand why Chambers drops this. And that's what happened. Anytime a ball is touched, particularly when it's close to the receiver, it almost becomes impossible. You have to get lucky to catch it. The linebacker got his hand up, tipped that pass, and that's as good as a defender going up in the back of the end zone and knocking it away.
Second down and 10 at the 49. Here's Green. In trouble. Buying time, and he's sacked at the 40. Tommy Kelly. Raiders getting all sorts of pressure on this Miami offense. And it's a loss of 8.
And I think one of the things that's happening here is you'll watch Trent Green back up. He's getting some penetration. There's Sapp. He feels Sapp, goes down. Sapp swipes at the back of his head and can't get it. Kelly, you see how fast Kelly closes that gap. Sapp makes this sack happen because he forces Trent Green to pull the ball down, and that gives Kelly enough time to close in.
Second sack of the day for the Raiders. 3rd and 18 at the 41 for Miami. Here's Green. Dumps it off Brown out of the backfield. Makes the first man miss. Stays on his feet and crawls to the 44-yard line. 14-yard gain, but not enough for a first down.
And they're going to keep the offense on the field and go for this on 4th and 3. And I think it's probably a good shot to do this. I mean, they're really struggling offensively. You got a nice play from Ronnie Brown right there. The Raiders, I think, unexpectedly for Cam Cameron, are playing a lot more zone coverage today than they normally do. They're usually at least 50% man coverage are the Raiders. Today, I don't think they're playing that much.
So it's 4th down and 4 at the 45. Cam Cameron rolling the dice here, going for it. Here's Green, play action, dumps it off. It's his tight end, Peel, first down and more. Look at the big fella, rumbling, and he's tackled inside the 10. What a great run after the catch. That's a gain of 36 on 4th and 4.
We just spoke about how a head coach can help his team do well. You'll watch right here. He's going to come out of the backfield, and he's just let go. Nobody picks him up. The linebackers get confused, and that play selection is crucial because it not only says a lot about Cam Cameron's faith in his team, but also exactly what he saw in the Raider defense.
First down and goal at the 9. Here's Ronnie Brown over the left side. Oh, smash my back. Get off me. B.J. Ward thrown under the chariot. And the Dolphins are on the board. They get 6 the hard way.
Well, the rumors of Miami's demise are a little exaggerated at this point. Ronnie Brown, bang! We told you he was a big back. Man, he's not going to be denied. Listen to this. He just balls his way in. Great run and fantastic drive by the Dolphins.
Extra point, up and good. 8-play drive, 68 yards, 4:21 on the clock, 12:40 remaining, 14-7. We've got a game in Miami. Welcome back as we take one more look at Ronnie Brown.
8 plays, 68 yards, Gus, and they also overcame a 4th and 3 before Ronnie Brown burst through the door to get into the end zone.
Feely sends it away. Carr back deep, and he'll bring it out of the end zone. Chris Carr at the 25, and he gets up to the 26-yard line. A 27-yard return. Miles with the tackle on special teams. There's Ronnie Brown. As we mentioned, he met with Cam Cameron. When Coach Cameron came in, he weighed 251. Coach Cameron said, we need you to get down. Love for you to be at about 232, 233. He came in at 224. Now, Coach Cameron says he can play all day. He can run all day, especially since I want to make sure he touches it between 25 and 30 times a game.
And he's still considered a big guy for a tailback in the NFL at 224.
First down at the 26 for the Raiders. Here's Culpepper rolling out of the pocket, throws, and it's caught by Zach Miller, his tight end, at the 29. Flag on the play. Pope with the tackle after a gain of 3.
And this is going to have something to do with Jason Taylor. Whether he was held or whether he held the tight end trying to get out, we'll see.
And this is holding against Miami.
Holding, defense, number 99, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Jason Taylor.
He knew, I mean, he's right here. You'll watch as the tight end comes out. He's going to see him, and he's not going to let him go. He holds him just that much. I don't know. That's a pretty tough call. I mean, I saw it from up here, but it looked a little worse than it was right there.
And they give it to Jordan over the right side on first down, and he pushes the pile and gets to the 34. And it's a gain of 3. Big first quarter, though, for Lamont Jordan.
Well, you want to talk about a workhorse. Boy,
They strapped this guy to the wagon and start hitting him with a buggy whip. I mean, they rode him all the way to 2 touchdowns. He was the guy, and that says something about the Raiders and their thought process, and I like it. Lane Kiffin is saying, listen, if you want to be physical, you run the football, and that guy 10 rushes for 57 yards. That is an enormous quarter.
Averaging 5.7 yards per carry. 2nd and 7 at the 34. Here's Jordan again. And he gets it up to about the 38-yard line, a 3-yard gain. Donovan Darius comes in and makes the tackle. Very interesting to see Donovan Darius starting today.
Yeah, it is, and I think they did that because he's a good run stuffer. They know the Raiders are coming in. Darius has made his living doing that, and you think about his quarter in this first part of the game that Lamont Jordan has had. He has not had long runs. It has been 4 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards every single time they hand it to him. And I'll tell you what, Gus, that is a big statement about where this run defense of the Dolphins is.
3rd down and 4 at the 37. Dolphins trying to get off the field on 3rd down. Culpepper tucks it. Culpepper, and he will not get there. Short of the 1st down marker. Culpepper tripped up at the 40 by, it looked like, Matt Roth.
And you know Culpepper, he wanted more out of that play. I mean, this is the play he comes out, and this is what you really fear about Dante Culpepper. Big pump fake, he turns this way right there. He's got all kinds of room, and he almost stumbles and can't get around the defender to get up the field. Otherwise, that's an easy 1st down.
So Leckler will punt it away from the 26. And Ted Ginn Jr. is back deep. And he booms this one. Ginn signaling for the fair catch and has it at the 10-yard line. A 49-yard punt. 10:05 to play. 2nd quarter. Raiders up 14-7.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Ford F-150. Built Ford tough. Reebok. Be a woman. Be a fan. And by Burger King, who reminds you to have it your way.
You can follow your fantasy players in all of today's NFL action with lightning-fast live scoring game centers online now at cbssports.com. 1st down and 10 at the 11-yard line for the Dolphins. Brown and Peel in the backfield. And a false start coming up against Miami.
False start. Offense. Number 84. 5-yard penalty. 1st down.
And that's what Cam Cameron is trying to work on. This team, Steve, is averaging 8 penalties per game.
Yeah, it's just something that eats away at your ability to be successful. Just one little play here, one little play there that puts you in a little worse position than you were a minute ago. And those are the kind that really hurt you, the kind that happened before the ball's even snapped.
3 penalties, 15 yards. That one against Chambers. 1st down. Marty Booker in motion. Here's Brown over the left side, pushes the pile, breaks through. It's a foot race. Can he get there? Out of bounds, deep inside Raiders territory. Asamoah tracked him down. Ronnie Brown, though, a gain of 60.
Well, they had a shot at him right at the line of scrimmage, and he just pulled his leg out of the noose. Right in here, you'll see him pull his leg as Ronnie Brown comes through the line. Somebody's going to get his ankle and grab him. Right there, he runs right out of Tyler Brayton's arm, and he's off to the races, and that's all it takes.
So 1st down and 10 at the 34. Here's the handoff.
Tyler Brayton gets him back.
Chapman running the football. Brayton making the tackle, a loss of 3, and that was the 2nd longest run of Ronnie Brown's career, the longest run from scrimmage this year for Miami. 13 yards by Brown, the previous long run last week against the Jets.
You can tell Tyler Brayton after that run just livid with himself for missing that foot tackle, and Ronnie Brown trying to catch his breath.
2nd down and 14. At the 38, Chapman remains in the game. Play fake, Green fires into the flats. Peel with the reception, and he gets out of bounds at the 30. Asamoah ushering him out of bounds, but that's after a 7-yard gain.
You can see now that the Dolphins, it's the second time they've gone to Peel on the outside. They're starting to get the ball out of Trent Green's hands a little quicker, throwing the ball to the sidelines and a little short, trying to get those completions under their belt that still keep the defense honest but aren't very risky. And that's Cam Cameron calling those plays on the sideline, making sure Green's got a target that he can get the ball out of his hands quick.
Green, 6 of 8, 69 yards, 1 interception. 3rd and 7 at the 31. Replay coming up for Green over the middle. Caught. Chambers. 1st down. Schweigert with the tackle, and it's a gain of 15.
And it's one of the times when the Raiders play in zone. There's a flag on the field, and you know it's going to be, but you get that zone coverage, and you end up with Schweigert matched up against Chambers, and Chambers can just get up there and get the ball away from him. Scott Green conferring with the officials. It might be something a little more complicated than just neutral zone infraction by the defense. You never like to see it when you're the team that thinks they're going to get there. It's never a good thing when the officials huddle up.
We have offsetting penalties. We will replay the down. Offsides, defense. Delay of game, throwing the ball, 84. Those penalties offset.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's
3rd
right.
down.
After that, that's a point of emphasis, and the league's cracking down on guys when they catch a ball or make a play. They get up and spike the ball after the play is over. And you're not supposed to do that anymore, and they're cracking down on it all over the league. It's not just the Dolphins, but watch here. Chambers will get up, and he slings the ball. And they don't let you get away with that anymore. And that's the kind of penalty. He had the false start earlier in the drive, and now he's also got that penalty that negates a great play.
So they will replay the down. 3rd down and 7 at the 31. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I can see it. What they did was what the officials told us was they don't like the guys getting up and spiking it because it takes them too long to chase the ball down and set it up. I don't know.
It's ridiculous to me. 3rd down and 7 at the 31. Play action. Trent Green with time. Fires over the middle. Incomplete. Chambers, the intended receiver. Looks like he was bumped when the ball was in the air.
He got pushed. Yeah, he got pushed before that ball got there. He was being covered by Mike Huff. And that's exactly what happened, Gus. We saw it from up here. Huff's going to push him right there, and he bangs him before the ball gets there.
It's like incidental contact. Both players were making a play on the ball.
And that's right. And I think that's the call, and that's probably a pretty good no call because Huff had an angle on the ball, but there's no question Chambers was going to catch that if Huff isn't in the area.
And how about Cam Cameron? On 4th down and 7, he's going for it again. On 4th and 4, he picked up 36 yards en route to their first touchdown. Let's see what he has this time. And some movement. Tommy Kelly jumping offside. Let's see if he was drawn off.
I didn't see any movement down there, but I'm not down in the trenches like the umpire is.
Encroachment.
Yep.
Defense. Number 61. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Watch the offensive line. Watch the guys in the white jerseys, not the black jersey. If they twitch, they can't do it, but the black jersey comes across without being provoked. Yeah, that's no question about it. No question about it. Great job by the offensive line of the Dolphins, and Tommy Kelly got caught.
Tommy Kelly, terrific last week. He blocked a 40-yard field goal attempt to preserve the win for the Raiders against Cleveland. 4th down and 2 at the 26. Ronnie Brown back in the game in the backfield. Bobbled snap. Brown dancing. Picks up the 1st down and more. Look at this kid run. Hell-bent. Ronnie Brown picks up 11. Sapp gobbled him up. But it's a 1st down Miami.
And I'll tell you guys, we've talked about a lot. He's dropped a lot of weight. And I'll tell you, he doesn't make that run last year. He's 25 pounds heavier last year, and he can't be this nifty and nimble inside. Watch this right there. He can't do that when you're overweight like he was last year. And it's Warren Sapp who's all the way downfield and makes the tackle.
7:10 to play in the first half. Ronnie Brown, 7 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown. Here's Green, busted play, and he just dumps this one out of bounds.
Yeah, smart play. There's a flag down right inside by the ball where the ball was snapped.
And talking to Cam Cameron, Coach Cameron coached LaDainian Tomlinson, the best runner in this league.
Offense, number 64, 10-yard penalty, first down.
That's Satele, their rookie starting center out of Hawaii, second-round pick. But we talked to Coach Cameron, and we asked him, can you compare Ronnie Brown to LT at all? He said, you know what? There is one thing that you can compare these guys with, and that is they're both brilliant men. I mean, really, really bright and intelligent human beings.
Yeah, they both have different strengths they bring to the field, but Ronnie Brown, you sit down with him, his lights are on. I mean, he knows what's going on. He's really fun to talk to and sharp guy.
First down and 20 at the 25. Green dancing, fires, Chambers. He left it short, picked off, route. Trent Green, he did it last week against the Jets. Throwing late off his back foot. It was picked off in New York, and it's picked off today. Incredible. Second interception of the first half for Trent Green, and the Dolphins shoot themselves in the foot. Welcome back, Trent Green. Second interception of the first half. Raiders now have the football at their own 2-yard line. First down for Dante Culpepper. They hand it to Jordan, and Lamont Jordan gives him a little bit of running room as he gets close to the 5. Derek Pope makes the tackle. So the storylines are very interesting. Trent Green comes from Kansas City. They didn't want him there. Herman Edwards was ready to make a change. He comes and is reunited here in Miami with Cam Cameron. So what does Cam Cameron have to do? He has to let Dante Culpepper go. Now Culpepper back starting this week for McCown, who has a toe injury. 2nd and 7 at the 5. Jordan crosses the 5, gets to the 6, and is knocked backwards. Right, first man to him, gain of 2.
And the Raiders once again the beneficiary of a pass. That Trent Green throw, I don't know whether he was trying to throw it away or trying to get it out to Chambers. Looked like he was trying to have Chambers make a play for him down the sideline. And he's under pressure. He can't get enough on this throw to get it all the way out to Chambers. And it's just a bad interception. You can't throw that football up for grabs like that. At best case scenario, it's 50-50.
Third down, 5 at the 7. Culpepper, 1 of 4, 7 yards. Passing. Short drop. Throws up top. Porter goes up and gets it. Jerry Porter, first down, Oakland. Ronaldo Hill knocks him out of bounds.
Well, it took Ronaldo Hill just a little too long to get over there. You'll see there he's working against Will Allen. Will Allen lets him go, and the safety's got to get over there. And the ball just gets there before he can cover that much ground. Great throw by Culpepper. He kind of stared it down, too. And you'd think the defensive backfield would get over there to cut that off, but it was a great throw and a really great catch.
First down and 10 after the 18-yard gain from the 25. Culpepper hands it off Jordan. Looking for daylight, and he's wrapped up by Joey Porter. A 3-yard gain. Joey Porter coming over from the Pittsburgh Steelers. 3-time Pro Bowler. He's a world champion.
He's certainly brought an attitude with him. This is a guy that he is a vocal leader. You know, you've heard about guys that lead by example. This guy talks a lot. He gets his team fired up. He lights a fire under him. I think that's a little bit of what he did this week when he guaranteed a victory. He lit the fire under his teammates, and he knew they would try and get his back.
Second down and 7 on the 28-yard line. Griffith and Jordan in the offset eye. Draw play, Jordan with a lane, lowers his shoulder and gets to the 35. Donovan Darius, Ronaldo Hill, both in on the play.
Right here, and there's their rushing defense. That is not a good ranking for this club. They are used to being in the top 5 in a lot of those categories, not in the bottom 3.
Third down and short. They need a yard at the 34. Raiders 4 of 7 on third down conversions. Justin Fargas has come into the game at tailback. Here's Fargas looking. And I don't know. It'll be close. Derek Pope comes up and makes the hit. Number 56.
If they get any of the ball past the line, it's going to be enough. And yeah, he did. It was a tough run by Fargas, but he had to pay for that first down.
Remember, Zach Thomas misses his second straight game. The heart and soul of this defense, their middle linebacker, because of a concussion, he'll play next week, most likely. So Channing Crowder moves over to the middle, and Pope is the outside linebacker. First down and 10 at the 35. Fargas. And Fargas gets to the 40. A gain of 5. Pope with the tackle.
This running game of the Raiders, Gus, I mean, it's getting to be, predictable. They are going to run the football, and they're going to be successful at it. You know, you say a lot about the running game. It starts up front with that offensive line. Robert Gallery at left guard, who's been maligned as a bust as left tackle, as you see there the plays in the offense today. But I'll tell you what, as a guard, Robert Gallery is no bust. He's a legitimate player.
Fargas again. And Fargas gets it to the 41. 24 rushing attempts, only 5 passes thrown by this Oakland squad. And that should take us to the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play, first half. Raiders with the ball and the lead here in South Florida. Welcome back. 14-7. Raiders with the lead. Gus Johnson, Steve Tasker with you. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. Third down and 4 at the 41 for Oakland. Porter is the receiver at the top of your screen. Dante Culpepper in the shotgun. And Culpepper steps up. And it is caught.
Oh,
wow. And that's Curry. He just took it away from Will Allen.
you said it, Gus. He just stole it. Good throw by Culpepper, but Curry just goes up and goes over the top and just steals it. What a great play by Donald Curry. Will Allen's got to be thinking, okay, I'm going to grab this, turn around and score the other way. And Curry went over the back like a defensive back and stole it. What a great play.
So Ronald Curry with his first catch. First down at the 43-yard line. Here's the handoff, Griffith. And he's taken down from behind by Joey Porter. We got Jerry Porter and Joey Porter, folks. And excuses if we get it mixed up a couple of times here. I've done it already.
Well, it's going to be crucial for the Dolphins. If they can get a defensive stand here, Gus, they can go in at halftime, even if nothing else happens in this game, down only by a touchdown after turning it over twice. And that's big.
Second down and 8 at the 41. Culpepper looking incomplete. Zach Miller, the intended receiver, and Zach Miller did have a step on Ronaldo Hill.
One of the things about this now, Gus, at this point of the game, this is the first time any of this game has been played down in this end of the field going in. And we saw the Dolphins bring it out and Ronnie Brown bust a big play out of there. But now is the first time that one of the teams is actually going to drive down deep into this dirt part of the field that was rained on so heavily early this morning, and then again just at the start of the game.
Third down and 8 at the 41-yard line. They need to go to the 33 for a first down. Culpepper out of the shotgun. Bobbles the snap. Looking. Throws across his body. Jordan with the catch. And he's close to the first down.
And he's slow.
Donnie Spragan with the tackle. And Lamont Jordan is hurt. Lamont Jordan still on the field. Not a good sign for the Raiders.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Staples. That was easy. And by Energizer E² Lithium. Keep going.
He's our runner. And welcome back 29 seconds remaining in the first half. 14-7 Raiders. Lamont Jordan still on the field as we take another look.
Hard to see there anything unusual, but he grits his teeth. I mean, he was hurting to watch as he comes down and rolls over. You'll see it immediately. He's gritting his teeth and he's in some pain.
Jordan only played in 9 games last year with 8 starts. Knee and back injuries shortened his season. And
he's being helped off in a big way. I'll tell you guys, back problems really, they're so difficult to bounce back from because you never know when they're going to spring up and be just as bad as they were right when it happened.
You can't really tell. What it is.
He's really in some discomfort there.
And also, moments ago, Channing Crowder walked off the field into the locker room. Crowder starting in the middle today for Zach Thomas, who's out.
So the Dolphins are down to their 3rd middle linebacker. We'll see who takes Crowder's place in the middle.
Donnie Spragan.
Donnie Spragan is in there.
59, along with 56 Pope and 55 Porter. Don't forget, coming up on the Sprint halftime report, join JB, Dan Shannon, and Boomer, along with Coach Cower, for the latest NFL scores and highlights that's coming up on the Sprint halftime report.
Well, with these backups in there at linebacker and stuff, it's going to be, Gus, it's really going to be important for the Dolphins to step into their run fit as we watch Sebastian Janikowski set up for this field goal. So on a 4th and very short.
Janikowski attempting, this will be a 52-yard attempt. His long this season, 48 yards.
And they're going to see if they can, they're reviewing the spot of the ball right now to make sure it's right. I don't know, it looks like they've got a little short of where it was when his knee hits. Oh, it's almost at the 33.5, and they've got it spotted. I don't know, maybe, well, I don't know, I think they've got it about right there as we see it on the field. That may be the 33, and it's certainly not at the 33 on the field.
Well, there's Lamont Jordan being carted off. Take a look at where the ball is being spotted.
Well, that looks a little short of where it was, and that's all it's going to take to get a first down. I don't know. That's a difficult call to make. Scott Green will give us the word.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. 4th down.
So Sebastian Janikowski will attempt a 52-yarder. He's attempted 3 50-yard field goals this season.
And now they're going to switch it up. Dante Culpepper was lobbying Lane Kiffin to let him go for it, and now they will.
So the offense back on the field.
And I think it's a smart move. Even though Lamont Jordan's not in your lineup, they're playing with almost 3 new linebackers in different spots. And their running game has been playing really well. I think you stick with it and try and get closer and maybe get a touchdown.
See if they look for tight end. If they decide to throw it. Now a timeout called by Miami.
Timeout, Miami.
Both teams with 2 timeouts left.
This is a 30-second timeout.
And don't forget, coming up on the Sprint halftime report, join JB, Dan Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Sprint halftime report. And if you weren't with us at the top of our broadcast, moments before kickoff, the opening kickoff, the sky just, Steve, opened up. We had thunder and lightning, swirling rain.
Yeah, you know as well as I do, in this league, rain and wind and snow and cold will not delay a football game for a second. But the minute lightning comes, that's the only thing that they'll empty the stadium for, and that's what happened earlier today.
So on 4th down and 1 at the 34. Dante Culpepper and the Raiders head to the line of scrimmage. Griffith is the running back. Play action. Culpepper. Caught. No, incomplete. Curry couldn't hold on. Knocked out of his hands at the last moment by Ronaldo Hill.
Great throw by Culpepper. Curry, after stealing one from Allen, can't pull this one in. You see here, it looks like he's got it, can't really bring it in, and it pops out immediately. Great defense, and you think Curry would like to have that one back.
Terrific play by Ronaldo Hill.
Got over there just in time to jar his arms so he couldn't really get a good grip on this. You see there, coming over the top. You can't tuck it away in time.
So with 23 seconds left and 2 timeouts, what do you do if you're the Dolphins? Do you go for it?
Yeah, I think so. I don't think you go into a shell. You try and get some points. You're down in this game. You know, obviously the worst thing that can happen is a turnover, but I think you go for it. Try and get into field goal range.
On first down at the 34, and Chapman running the ball. Turns the corner and he gets up to the 40. So the Dolphins elect to play it safe.
Yeah, that's the next thing to a kneel down right there.
And that will be the end of the first half as Miami heads into the locker room trailing 14-7. 2 first half interceptions by Trent Green. Raiders able to run the football, but Lamont Jordan, they're looking at his back. 14-7 our halftime score. We'll be back with the Sprint halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the National Football League on CBS.
Of course, here, Dan.
And a 30-minute delay, lightning and rain to this game. Trent Green gets off to a slow start. Actually, a bad first half for him. He gets picked off by Thomas Howard. He goes down the sideline. Trent Green in the first half, only 6 for 10 for 69 yards and 2 picks. Dante Culpepper comes back. Jerry Porter, 7-yard touchdown, putting him up by 7. Then he comes out, calls his own number, 4th and 2. He runs it in, quarterback sneak, putting him up 14-0. Then Ronnie Brown having a good first half. He, bam, downhill, 10-yard touchdown run, getting the Dolphins within 7.
More like a tackle eligible on that one, though, huh?
Downhill, knocked him out.
No question about it. All right, Shannon.
CBS Sports presents the Sprint Halftime Report. Sprint, proud sponsor and avid fans of the NFL.
Welcome back. 14-7. The Oakland Raiders with the lead as we prepare to start the third quarter from Miami. Gus Johnson along with Steve Tasker. We all got off to kind of a crazy start with the 30-minute delay at the top of the broadcast, but when both teams finally got on the field, it turned out to be a very physical affair.
No question. The tone was set by the Raiders in their running game. Lamont Jordan had 90 yards rushing in the first half, and the Dolphins turned it over twice. That really hurt them, but they managed to stay in it. They're only down by a touchdown, and that's going to be huge, particularly here in the second half. Lamont Jordan is a huge question mark, and I tell you, Gus, you know, I rarely put too much emphasis on one guy, but if Lamont Jordan doesn't come back in this game, it spells a real problem, and it could spell doom for the Raiders today because he is their offense at this point.
So they're looking at Jordan's back. As soon as we know something, we'll pass it along to you. Ginn Jr. from the goal line, looking for a seam, and he gets to the 30 where he stood up. And he will go down. Hiram Eugene with the special teams tackle, a 32-yard return. So, Steve, let's take a look at the halftime statistics.
Pretty even, except there you see it's highlighted, the turnovers. That's what's getting the Dolphins. They're lucky to be down only by 1 touchdown, and their offense was sputtered, and that's why they only have 11 and a half minutes of time of possession as well. Everything else is pretty even. And these clubs are kind of starting to get it, and you think things are getting better now. They're starting to even cast shadows on the field.
Trent Green, 6 of 10, 69 yards, no touchdowns, 2 picks in the first half. First down and 10 at the 33. Brown running out of the shortstop position. Wow, another terrific run. Schweigert got him, but Ronnie Brown is close to midfield as he gains 15 yards.
You said it, Gus, out of the infield dirt, about 3 guys fell down. You see here, the fullback falls down. The defensive linemen are trying to find themselves, and even Ronnie Brown at the end of it, just before he hits on the grass, slips right there on the cut. and falls down, or almost goes down. I mean, that's a great run, and a rough way for the Oakland defense to start the second half.
Ronnie Brown, 8 carries, 105 yards, back-to-back 100-yard games. Inside handoff, it's Mawia, the fullback. And he'll pick up a couple, but how about Ronnie Brown, the only Dolphin running back in team history to rush for at least 900 yards in his first 2 seasons. In 2005, he had 907. Last year, 1,008. Missed 3 games last season after breaking a bone in his left hand against Detroit. He's got a big scar on that hand. And like most running backs, when you get a chance to meet them, their fingers and their knuckles are all swollen because he takes a lot of pounding with that ball in his hands. Here's Trent Green over the middle. Brown again. And Ronnie Brown gets it to the 46. Morrison with the tackle.
You talk about Ronnie Brown and what he's doing. I mean, he does do a lot of things. And you see, I asked him yesterday, I go, do you wear gloves? He goes, no, I don't wear gloves. A lot of running backs, most of them do. The glove gives him a little something, little protection. You know, you get scraped and knocked, and you see all the tape he has on his fingers. That's not for show, folks. I mean, it helps you grip with that tape, and it also, you know, you got little hurts and dings. I mean, your hands just take a pounding, and I'm really surprised he doesn't put the gloves on.
A lot of dislocated fingers. 3rd down and 3 at the 45. And a timeout call by Trent Green.
Yeah.
14-7, 12:48 to play, 3rd quarter. Back to Miami right after this. Welcome back. 12:48 to play in the 3rd quarter. Raiders with the 14-7 lead. 3rd down and 3 at the 45 for Trent Green. Empty backfield. Here's Green. Looking. Incomplete. Wow. Hagan drops it, and the Dolphins have to punt it away.
And that's what's happened. I mean, you got to catch that football. That's a huge play. Trent Green buys a little time, backs away from the pressure. 4-man rush. Had all kinds of guys in the pattern, and he just couldn't get his guy to pull it in. Hagan's got to pull that in on the far side. Had plenty of time to get separation. That play was perfectly developed.
So second punt of the afternoon for Fields. Johnny Lee Higgins stands inside the 10. This is a knuckleball. Goes over his head into the end zone. And the Raiders will have it at the 20-yard line. A 45-yard punt, a 25-yard net.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. With Southwest Airlines' convenient nonstop flights, it's like having your own company plane. Volkswagen. When you get into a Volkswagen, it gets into you. And by Sprint, proud sponsors and avid fans of the NFL.
Welcome back. Raiders up by 7 on the road. And you know, the last time the Raiders won a road game was on November 20th, 2005 at the Washington Redskins. Kerry Collins hit Joey Porter on a 49-yard touchdown pass in the 3rd quarter. Sebastian Janikowski kicked a 19-yard field goal with just over a minute left to give the Raiders a 16-13 win over the Skins.
And they struggled last season. Didn't win a road game all year. And Lane Kiffin trying to turn things around.
1st down and 10 at the 20. Lamont Jordan in the locker room. They're looking at his back. So Justin Fargas comes in. He's the deep man behind Dante Culpepper. Here's Culpepper in trouble. Breaks a tackle, but won't go anywhere. Culpepper ridden down. Matt Roth got him. A loss of 5.
Well, Jason Taylor chased him out of the pocket, and he's not going to get credit for this tackle, but he should get credit for making this play. He got loose on the pass rush and flushed Dante. Like Vargas tries to cut him, he keeps his feet, loses the handle on Culpepper, and as Culpepper turns around, then all the rest of them jump on his back. Great play by Taylor, not letting Fargas get him off his feet.
First sack of the day for the Dolphins. 2nd and 15 at the 15-yard line. Fargas. And Fargas gets to the 17.5 trailer Number 94 with the tackle, gain of 3.
Now, the Raiders have 2 good backs. Justin Fargas is a really good back, but he's not Lamont Jordan. He's a different type. And you see there, those are the total yards. Lamont Jordan being out of this game is going to cripple this offense. And the Dolphins are in a position now where they can force the Raiders to beat them left-handed.
3rd down and 12 at the 18. Mike Williams, the receiver, at the top of your screen. Quarter at the bottom. Here's Culpepper. Underneath, Mike Williams can't hold on. Lehan knocking it out of his hands.
It was a good play. That's a good defensive series. You see at the top of your screen, Lehan coming around. The Raiders
like
wanted a call, and he had the off arm around Williams' waist, and you're not supposed to be able to get away with that. But Lehan did.
So Leckler standing inside his own 5. Ginn Jr. inside the 30. Wobbly kick. Short. Takes a bounce. And it will be downed at about the 47, a 35-yard punt. Trent Green and the Dolphins with excellent field position, down by 7.
What is this?
Welcome back, rather. Trent Green, 7 interceptions this season. 1st down now at the 47. Brown trying to get outside and does. And he gets inside Raiders territory. Thomas Howard giving chase. It's a gain of 5. And this Raiders defense, Steve, has been rugged.
It really has. You think about that pick right there. Then in the run game early on, they stopped Ronnie Brown, although he started to find some room now. They've sacked Green twice. You hear Tommy Kelly gets the 2nd one. This defense has really risen up. It's the pressure right there that forces this interception. And this defense for the Raiders has brought it all today in the 1st half. There, Rob Ryan is watching his guys get it done.
2nd down and 5 at the 48. Booker in motion. Play action. Green underneath, incomplete. Now let's head to James Brown in New York for an NFL update.
Hey, Gus, Dallas Cowboys lead the NFL in scoring with 116 points coming into today's game. They've got 28. Patrick Creighton, 2nd touchdown reception of the day. Creighton, 5 catches, 150 yards, and 2 touches. Dallas comfortably ahead. Back to Gus and Steve.
That's right. The Cowboys took care of these Miami Dolphins 37-20 on September 16th. In that game, Trent Green threw 4 interceptions. 3rd down, 5 at the 48. Here's Green, straight drop back. Dancing, buys time. Green looking over the middle. Caught! Ronnie Brown. Great throw. Dangerous, but great. A gain of 17.
Well, everybody in the stadium thought this was going to be another interception, except Trent Green. He's trying to find, you'll see there, he's trying to find Martin right there, the tight end who was split out, working back, and finally watches Trent Green buy some time. He sees the rush go down, buys himself some time, and then takes a hit right in the middle of the field. Never throw late over the middle, and yet Trent Green got away with it.
1st down at the 31 of Oakland. Here's Ronnie Brown stopping and starting, and is shot down. Asamoah comes up and makes a tackle, a 2-yard gain. And Nnamdi Asamoah, terrific ball player, 6'2", 210, so he's a big corner, Steve. Should have made the Pro Bowl last year, but most people feel that he will this season.
Well, yeah, his numbers say that he should have made it. Plus, he asked the guys he played against. They'll tell you he should have made it. And it's his 5th season, but you're right, Gus. 6'2", 210. This is a guy who is a great player, and he's right in his prime. If you want to see how to play cornerback in the NFL, man-to-man coverage, watch Asamoah.
2nd down and 8 at the 29. Inside handoff, Maui. And the bruising rookie fullback out of Hawaii gains 3. Both Satele and Maui play collegiately at Hawaii. Maui, 6th round pick. There's Satele. They feel that he has the potential to be a great one.
You know, in college, they let them wear their hair out. You know, they don't make them braid it. They do. I don't think they make you braid it in the NFL, but I think Satele does the right thing and puts it in the ponytail. You watch Hawaii, the university play, and they lead the nation in hair.
And according to the NFL, the hair is a part of the uniform. It can be grabbed. 3rd down and 5 and 26. Green underneath, and he finds a receiver. It's like Marty Booker with the catch.
Well, they've been trying to hit this little pass for a lot of times today, and that's really the first time they've actually made it work. It's very simple. He's going to come out, gets a guy to go across his face, the guy goes outside, and then he just stops and turns around. The ball's right there. That's the first time of about 3 or 4 times today that they've executed that play exactly right.
Cam Cameron calls all the plays on the sideline. 1st and 10 now at the Oakland 18 for the Dolphins. And this is Chapman running. And Chapman knocked backwards by Thomas Howard.
When the Raiders look back at this game, defensively and offensively, they're going to look and say, man, we should have gotten more out of the turnovers we got from Trent Green. You see the silver mane, Rob Ryan, and then his head coach, who is younger, as you said, Gus, than a handful of his players, but still a guy who has earned his stripes to get a chance of this magnitude, head coach of the Oakland Raiders.
2nd down and 8 at the 16. Here's Green, play action, looking for Chambers. No. Dumps it across the middle. Almost picked up by Kurt Morrison. He was looking for his 4th interception. He'll get up with a big smile. He just couldn't hold on.
He'll never get an easier one than this. Trent Green once again. Watch, Ronnie Brown's going to break to the right. Trent Green tries to find him. And right there, it was Brayton
tipping the football.
Getting the football, getting a hand on it. And, you know, never, and I said it earlier, it's a cardinal rule in football. You never throw late over the middle. Trent Green got away with one on this drive for a big 1st down. I'll tell you, if he keeps trying that, bad things are going to happen, just like they almost did there.
And the Dolphins call another timeout. 6:57 to play in the 3rd.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by FedEx. Go air, go ground, go football. And by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
Gone away.
Welcome back. Cam Cameron and the Dolphins burning another timeout, so they only have 1 timeout remaining for the 2nd half. 3rd down 9 at the 17. Here's Green. Over the middle. Finds his tight end, David Martin, and he won't pick up the 1st down.
What a great tackle.
A gain of 6 on 3rd and 9.
Thomas Howard made a great open field textbook tackle around the legs, drove the guy back, and took away their opportunity to get the 1st down. Great tackle. Look at that. Both legs, driving his feet, pushing the guy back. End of the play.
So that brings on Jay Feely, who has hit 16 consecutive regular season field goals. This one from 29 yards away. And it's good. 14-10. Raiders holding on. 6:10 to play in the 3rd quarter. 14-10. Raiders with the lead. 6:10 to play. 3rd quarter. As Feely prepares to kick it away. Carr is back deep. Inside his own 5. This one coming right into your living room. Here's Carr inside his own 10. And he gets close to the 30-yard line. A 22-yard return.
You know, Gus, you talk about this Miami defense and how they lean on it. In the 2nd half of games, they've really begun to get worn down. You see, this is just this year. In the 2nd half of games, they've allowed most of their yards. They give up 336 per game. 215 of it is in the 2nd half.
1st down at the 30. Remember, the Raiders are without Lamont Jordan, their leading running back. Went into the locker room with a back injury at the end of the first half. Here's the pitch. Fargas keeping his knees high. He gets to the 30. 4-yard gain. And what they say about Fargas is he doesn't have a lot of wiggle. He is, however, a straight ahead runner. And he will look to punish you if he can.
And he's fast as well. I mean, we've seen him play over the last few years, Gus, and he's a great complement to Lamont Jordan, who is a bruiser. But Fargas strikes you when you watch him run. He's very explosive, very fast, gets to the line of scrimmage very quick, and you get the feeling he can hit the home run if you give him a crease.
2nd and 6 at the 34. Fargas, the lone setback. Miller in motion. Fargas with roll. Oh, he stays on his feet. You called it, partner. Fargas down inside the 20. Joey Porter with the saving tackle. 48-yard gain, and there's a flag on the play.
And this is going to be on Jason Taylor for a horse collar tackle right at the end of that run. And you're right, he had the crease and kept his feet. And his buddy, his teammate Mike Williams, was starting to cheer for him before he'd actually broken loose.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 99 defense, horse collar tackle, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Your watch, we said if you give him a crease, he can hit the home run. He gets tripped up right there, keeps his feet, and then gets run down by Lehan, Mike Williams, and then Jason Taylor. I'll tell you what, Gus, you can say what you want. Jason Taylor competes. At defensive end, he's the guy that ran him down, and Joey Porter right behind him. Your great players show up, Gus, when things are going their worst, and those two guys did.
So it's a first down and goal at the 9. Fargas again, and he gets to the 5. Jason Taylor, I don't know what you call it, Steve, but he was able to grab Fargas on that last play in that area in your
he grabbed him.
pads,
they call that a horse. Yeah, the horse collar, and that's illegal to do now. Guys used to reach into that neck, and right behind your neck where your shoulder pads fit, you can reach in and grab it just like a handle. And when you do that, you almost have total control of the running back. They made that illegal because guys were getting injured frequently because of it. And on that play, Jason Taylor just did it because that's the only thing he could grab.
2nd down and goal at the 5-yard line. Griffith in the backfield now. Play action. Culpepper rolling, throwing, incomplete. Intended for Curry, and my oh my. A few years back, Dante Culpepper would have walked into the end zone.
Yeah, he really would have. I thought he was just going to tuck it, duck his shoulder, and run into the corner of the end zone here. Joey Porter runs after the play fake and then has to get back outside. And right there, you know, Culpepper could have gained a few more yards had he just tucked it and run. He would have taken a shot. But a few years ago, I think that's what he liked to do most.
Dante told us, going up against the team he used to play for, you'd think that there's a lot to it, rather. I've moved on. I want to make smart plays and win this game. First and foremost, out of the gun. Here's Culpepper with time, scrambling. Can he get to the corner? Touchdown! His knee is okay.
Did you see that? Pointing to that right knee and then giving the okay signal. And we just said it, Gus, a few years ago he might have done it well. He says, well, I can still do it.
He told us, when I was in Miami, I was still in a lot of pain. No pain now. I'm not as mobile as I used to be, but I can still play.
And don't think this touchdown doesn't really make him feel good inside. Look at this. Shrugs off the tackles, extends for the pylon. No question about it. It was a touchdown.
Extra point. Good. Oakland Raiders rolling now, 21-10. 4 minutes to play in the third quarter.
And I'll tell you what, you can just tell. He played it down about coming back to Miami, Gus. It's not going to mean anything. I was only here for 4 games. Don't you believe it? It really means a lot to him to come back into this stadium after the way it ended for him, after the way he played, after how he felt when he was here physically, and of course then after that mentally. To come in and score a touchdown like that goes a long way towards making him a quarterback that the Raiders can lean on maybe for the rest of the season.
Dante Culpepper gets a high five from some of his teammates and coaches. He is a short-term solution because they have a young man in Jamarcus Russell who came into camp late. First overall pick out of LSU. That's a big kid sitting.
They lead the league in quarterback size. Man, 6'4", 260 against 6'6", 255 sitting next to him. 2 and 8. Those are the two biggest quarterbacks to ever be on an NFL roster. And they can both throw the rock.
Ginn Jr. fields it 9 yards deep, and the Dolphins will have it at the 20. And look what Culpepper is saying to the fans. My knee is okay. And remember, Warren Sapp told us that Dante is downplaying things, but remember, he was escorted off the field at the Dolphins facility by security. Very awkward.
And it was
sequence.
Awkward. It was awkward, but he kind of forced their hand. They had Trent Green on the way. They knew he was here, and he wanted to know what the deal was, and he forced them to make a move by going out there and making them do that. But it was still, it was an awkward situation to say the least.
Trent Green fires over the middle, caught Chris Chambers at the 31-yard line. Tackled by Stanford Routt. Tomorrow on CBS, critics say The Big Bang Theory is the funniest new sitcom of the season. Don't miss a new episode tomorrow at 8:30, 7:30 Central on CBS.
And I'll tell you, you can just tell. I mean, you've seen Dante Culpepper a lot. You rarely see him that excited. And I'll tell you, we have not seen him that excited for a long, long time.
First down and 10 at the 33. Peel, the tight end, lines up as a receiver at the bottom. Now in motion. Play fake. Green to the sideline, incomplete. Ronnie Brown, the intended receiver. Covered on the play by Sam Williams.
And that wasn't a great throw by Trent Green. Ball came in low and behind Ronnie Brown. He's got to get that ball out there. Green, you know, we mentioned it earlier. He's only been in this offense for a couple of months, and you know, and even for a veteran, it takes a while to not to learn the plays so much, but to get to know the guys around you. He's starting to get more comfortable, but and by the same token, he's going to have to make better decisions with the football occasionally when their offense is on the field.
Second down at the 33. Green again to the sideline. Incomplete.
Yeah, he got rid of that before he wanted to. Warren Sapp.
Green is hurt.
Warren Sapp was right in on him. He had to let that ball go before he could really pick a target. You'll see here, Sapp's coming right there. And that's, you know, you got to take that. If you're Warren Sapp, you got to get there. That ball was there. He didn't come in low. I didn't think that was a cheap shot at all. Now, you might get some people who disagree with it. I don't think that was a cheap shot at all. He had the ball in his hand when Sapp was right on him.
Third down and 10 at the 33. The Dolphins are 3 of 9 on third down conversion. Trent Green in the shotgun. Now Green over the middle, deflected again. And a flag. Thomas Howard got a fingertip on it, and there's a flag in the backfield.
Yeah, and this was Green once again with a guy right in his face. And that's going against the Dolphins.
Offense, number 66. Penalty is declined. Fourth down.
And that's the right guard, Rex Hadnot.
I'll tell you what, Gus, one thing I noticed about that last series for the Dolphins, Ronnie Brown was on the field, but it could have been anybody. He did not get the football. They tried to get it to him once, but they got to get the ball in his hands. Don't just try to get it in his hands. Get it in Ronnie Brown's hands if you want to stay on the football field.
So that brings on Fields to punt for the third time. Johnny Lee Higgins back deep. Johnny Lee Higgins from the 26. And a loose ball. Who has it?
Oh, that's Satan's living room right there.
And they're going to give it. It looks like they're going to give it to the Dolphins. Yes, they do. But there is a flag.
Now that flag is going to be for a block in the back against the Raiders, as you see Pope get out of the pile with it. And I'll tell you guys, That's tough to come out. I'll tell you what, if you can come out of an NFL stack with the ball in your hands, you're a stud.
Illegal block in the back. Number 37, receiving team. That penalty is declined. First down.
So the Dolphins catch their first break of the game. Ball coming out. Johnny Lee Higgins can't hold on. And Pope.
And look, Spragan's on top of the stack right there. It starts out. You see all the things in there, and he comes out with it. I'm telling you what, Gus, that is hard work in there.
Also give a lot of credit to Edmund Miles. He forced the fumble. Number 50.
Do we pack it on?
First down and 10 now for Miami. First turnover of the game for the Raiders at the 33. Ronnie Brown. And he's tackled inside the 30. Jay Richardson with the tackle. Jets and Bills battling it out. Here's James Brown in New York.
Hey, Gus and Steve, nip and tuck between these two squads. Take a look here at Leon Washington with the handoff. 8 yards to pay dirt for the Jets. 17-14 late in the fourth. Bills nursing that 3-point lead. Gus and Steve.
Wow, Steve, that's your team. Buffalo Bills. And it's been a rough start to the season for them.
Yeah, it has. It's been a rough start for the Jets as well. We'll see if one of them can get on track.
Here's Green setting up a screen. Backside to Ronnie Brown with the blocker. Head of steam. Brown tracked down at the 15, but it's a gain of 14. Richardson got him from behind.
And that's what we said just a moment ago before the turnover, Gus. Find Ronnie Brown. Find a way to get him the football. They tried once in a while in that first series, they're 3 and out, but now he's back on the field, and they're getting him with the ball with the screen pass. They handed it to him on first down. And I agree with the strategy. Get him the football and do it again right here.
First down at the 16. Hagan in motion. Draw play, Ronnie Brown. And Brown gets inside the 10. Kirk Morrison trips him up. A gain of 6. Brown the workhorse. That's why he's lighter. From 251 to 232, 233, now down at 224.
And I think you can see, I mean, the guy really looks quicker in the hole. You still can't arm tackle him. And he just looks more nimble, makes more guys miss.
Second down and 4 at the 10. Brown again. Slashing, and he's whacked inside the 5. Schweigert the safety, but it's a 7-yard gain. Johnny Lee Higgins fumbles the kickoff.
And Schweigert laid a good lick on Ronnie Brown, but it wasn't enough to knock the ball loose. And now they've got first and goal on the 3.5. And now this offense is starting to look a little better.
Excuse me, the punt. First down and goal at the 3. Play action. In the end zone, wide open Peel. Touchdown, Fish. Justin Peel, 3 catches, 45 yards. He came into this game with only 3 catches the entire year.
And that was a well-conceived play. Peel has been sitting under the weeds. Ronnie Brown's been the focal point. And then they change it up and get it to a secondary receiver.
And the extra point is good. 5 plays, 33 yards. Dolphins capitalize on the turnover.
And this was a great play call by Cam Cameron. Ronnie Brown is the guy you're leaning on. He's the only thing you've got going for you. And then when you get down close, pop your tight end out, get him the ball quick, get the ball out of Trent Green's hands. Don't give the rush a chance to get in on him again. I like the play call a lot. And that whole series all the way down the field using Ronnie Brown, your #1 guy, as much as you can, I think that's the way you've got to go. That's what's working in this game. And I think that's what you got to do to stay with it, is stay with it to win.
Trent Green responding. 13 of 23. 135 yards passing, 1 touchdown, 2 interceptions. And Ronnie Brown has been awesome. 13 carries, $128, 5 catches, 50 yards.
And I think they got some big help from their special teams too. They're getting the fumble on the punt team. Good hard tackling down deep in Raider territory, sets their offense up, and they take advantage of it. And now it's up to either the special teams here to get another turnover, or for the defense, after now that they've had a little bit of rest, to come out and turn it up a notch for the Dolphins. And for the Raiders, just hand the ball to Dante Culpepper and see what he can do with it.
Feely will send it away as the ball falls off the tee. All of a sudden, after basically a tropical storm in the first quarter, I feel like this has turned into perfect beach weather.
Yeah, now everybody's casting shadows. And you see there the play fake to Ronnie Brown. Everybody jumps it, including the guy that was supposed to be covering Peel. I mean, that's what does it. You got a guy like Ronnie Brown, and you start to hand him the ball like the Dolphins did on that series. Well, if you fake it to him, that affects the defense, and that's exactly why that play worked for the touchdown.
Carr. And they give it to him. He starts from the 10. Carr trying to get outside, and he's slung down at the 20-yard line. A 12-yard return. And that takes us to the end of the third quarter with the score, the Raiders 21, the Dolphins 17.
Yeah.
Welcome back, 21-17. Raiders on top of the Dolphins as we start the fourth quarter. Oakland with the football at their own 21. Griffith, Fargas in the backfield. Miller in motion. Fargas over the left side. And he crosses the 25 to the 26. Donovan Darius makes the tackle. We'd like to welcome those of you who watched the Buffalo Jets game. Congratulations to Coach Duran and the Buffalo Bills winning their first game of the season. And our game started off in a very interesting way. Prior to the opening kickoff, the sky opened up and we had a 30-minute rain delay. Lightning, thunder. Here's Fargas over the left side, first down as he gets to the 35. Miami Dolphins looking for their first win of the season. One of their best players and leaders, Joey Porter, guaranteed victory this week for Cam Cameron in his first season as the head coach, coming over from San Diego, where he served as the offensive coordinator.
The turnovers have been the problems for the Dolphins today. Turnovers and penalties. And the Raiders have grounded out with Lamont Jordan in the first half and Justin Fargas here in the second, as Lamont Jordan left the game with a back injury.
First down and 10 at the 34. Fargas in the backfield. Play fake. Dante Culpepper running. Culpepper looking for the first down as he tiptoes out of bounds close to that first down marker. And it's a gain of 9. Dante Culpepper, a very compelling story as he returns to Miami. He was the quarterback here in Miami for 4 games last year before injuring himself. Knees a problem, and he was replaced by Joey Harrington, who is no longer here. According to our reports, he was escorted off the field at the Dolphins training facility. He says he doesn't take anything personally, all business, but you know he wants to play well, and he has 2 rushing touchdowns today. Second down and 1. Culpepper, busted play. Or is it? First down.
Looked like the center was late on that snap, Gus, and Culpepper made the most of it. He's getting the short first down run. But you said it, Gus. He said that it was no big deal coming back here to Miami, but don't you believe it? I mean, he has played very well today and has led this team to 3 touchdowns. And the touchdown he had just a few minutes ago, the run off the end to bust into the corner, said a lot about his mobility and how he's feeling physically, because he could not have made that play a year ago when he was quarterback of the Dolphins.
First down at the 45. Fargas bounces it outside with running room. And Fargas stopped by Joey Porter. It's a gain of 7. The Achilles heel of the Miami Dolphins defense. They cannot stop the run. Tied for 29th in the NFL. They give up 160 yards per game on the ground. Today, 196.
Yeah, and that's you can't win football games like that. Not only do you can't keep the other offense off the field, your offense can't get on. The time of possession becomes a factor, and Trent Green and the Miami offense can't score any points when they're sitting on the bench.
Second down and 3 at the 48. Fargas again, and he has a first down. The Oakland Raiders are coached by Lane Kiffin. He's the youngest head coach in the history of the National Football League. Got the job when he was 31. He's now 32. He is the son of Tampa Bay Buccaneers defensive coordinator Monty Kiffin. Long-time, old-school, renowned coach in this league.
And if you're wondering, yes, he looks 31 years old. He actually looks about 20.
I said, how often do you speak to your dad? He said, every day. There's always something to talk about. Griffith. And Griffith gets it inside the 40. Jason Taylor with the tackle. A gain of 6.
As we wind this fourth quarter down, get deeper into the fourth quarter, this Raider running game, you can just feel the crowd. You can see it in the Dolphins defense. They just get more and more disheartened, because if you can't defend the run, you are defenseless.
Second down and 4 at the 38-yard line. Raiders made a move. Make that the Dolphins made a move for this game. They put Donovan Darius, who played most of his career in Jacksonville. Hard-hitting, strong safety. He starts today. He was in training camp with the Oakland Raiders, cut on September 2nd. He's in there to stop the run. Hasn't worked. Fargas knocked down at the 30. Looks like that was Darius.
Yeah, and that's the guy you just spoke about, Vargas. That's one of the things. Vargas is the change-up back for this Raiders running game, and with Lamont Jordan out of the mix, he's going to carry the load, and this is why you don't give Justin Vargas the ball 25 times a game. He can't take hits like that and stay in the game. You can see that they're kind of giving him the once-over, asking him, you know, what his name is and what day it is. But that's crucial that they have a back that can carry the load back there like Justin Fargas.
Donovan Darius sends him to the sideline. First down at the 30. Griffin breaks it back. He stood up. Joey Porter comes in to clean it up, as well as Chase Page. A 1-yard gain. Now Fargas back in the game, and after taking that kind of lick from Donovan Darius, you wonder if he starts to think about it a little bit.
Yeah, you do, and you wonder too how tough he's going to run inside the tackle. You know, I'll tell you, Gus, you know he's going to get a chance, because they're going to probably hand him the football right here. This Raider team runs the ball all the time.
2nd and 9. They give it to Fargas. This time he tiptoes through the hole.
Yeah, he did a little
Roth
bit.
with the tackle.
You said it, Gus. You can tell it just a little bit less of an edge on Justin Vargas as he ran into that pile that time. And this is a guy, Vargas, who even when he is not starting, and when last year when Lamont Jordan was in and out of the lineup, he runs with an edge all the time. He's a downhill runner. He runs hard, but that hit by Darius looked like it took the wind out of him.
Because Donovan Darius is a downhill tackler. He will knock you in the next week. 3rd down 7 at the 27. Big play here for both teams. And the Miami fans know it. They need to go to the 24 first down. Dante Culpepper. And they blink. The Raiders call timeout. 8:04 to play, fourth quarter. 21-17, Oakland. You're looking at a football player right there, folks. Zach Thomas missing his second game with a concussion. He'll be back next week against Houston. And he wants to be in there right now. Huge play. 3rd and 7 at the 27 for the Raiders. Culpepper in the gun. Williams in motion. Here's Dante looking up the sideline. Jerry Porter, touchdown! Dante Culpepper put that one in a shoebox. 27 yards.
Well, they called the timeout to make sure they had the right play. They talked it over for quite a while, and Lane Kiffin did most of the talking. They came out and watched Porter gets to the outside, completely missed on the jam, did Lehan, which doesn't let the safety get over in time. You got to jam Porter on that. Otherwise, he gets there so fast, you get no help.
Extra point up and good. Jerry Porter, 3 catches, 52 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dante Culpepper returns to Miami. 2 touchdown passes, 2 rushes.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by TGI Fridays Restaurants, where the 3-course menu is back. Give me more Fridays. Xbox, and by the new AT&T, your world delivered.
They got 1 touch. They got.
And welcome back, 28-17. Raiders respond as Dante Culpepper hits Jerry Porter for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Culpepper has thrown 2 touchdowns and rushed for 2 touchdowns. Squib kick. Ginn picks it up at the 14, trying to get outside, and he's taken down. Tackle on special teams made by B.J. Ward. So before they could get things going, the rain hit South Florida, and when everything was finally cleaned up, they started to play a little football.
Yeah, it started out with Jerry Porter getting, and then the Raiders defense was all over Trent Green, pressuring him before Ronnie Brown burst into the end zone. Then Trent Green trying to make something happen, get back in the game through the interception. Dante Culpepper getting the crucial 1st down and then busting in, and that was the turning point right there. Even though the Dolphins answered, the Raiders came right back.
Now Ronnie Brown, who's been excellent running the football, stays on his feet. Stopped by Tyler Brayton, but Brown gains 7 yards, 13 carries. Make that 14 carries, 135 yards rushing.
I'll tell you what, Ronnie Brown has been great in this game. He really has. He's been the constant bright spot for the Dolphins. And on the other side, the Raiders have overcome the loss of Lamont Jordan with Justin Vargas and done their own damage.
2nd down and 3 at the 33-yard line. Out of the eye. Here's Brown. And he'll be lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Stopped on the play by Sands.
And the fans don't like they're sticking with the running game, but I think I don't have a problem with it. Trent Green, they've got 6 minutes to go, almost 7 minutes to go. They got to score twice to do it, and pretty soon you're going to have to start getting just a little bit desperate in your offensive play calling.
Trent Green. Third down, 4 at the 32. Here's Green. Has it deflected at the line of scrimmage and batted down. And the Dolphins will have to punt it away.
It's batted down by the guy who threw it. Trent Green, I guess that's only fair. He's had so many passes tipped today, he may as well do one himself. As you see here, this is going to get knocked down by
Turdell Sands.
Sands, yeah, and Green does the right thing, knocks it away from Brayton before he can pull it in and rumble for a touchdown.
Sands is 6 feet 7 inches. So Fields will punt from his own 17, and Carr is back deep at the 25. Now Carr retreating, takes a bounce, and will be downed at around the 20. Time is on the side of the Oakland Raiders. 6:17 to play. Here comes Dante. They opened up the black hole, and Raider fans made their way to Miami. And this is a big game for Oakland because they have a bye next week. And then we'll take on San Diego at San Diego on the 14th. Here's the run. Fargas down the sideline. Stays in bounds and goes down inside Miami territory. Donovan Darius with the tackle. It's a 32-yard gain.
And that's been the theme of the day. In fact, the theme of the season for the Dolphins, Gus. Teams are just running the football on them. That's the story right there. And they cannot win games until they stop it.
Take a look. 249 yards rushing today by the Oakland Raiders. Fargas 132 yards rushing. Jordan had 74 in the first half. First down. Fargas again. Slashing. And Fargas down at the 37. Ronaldo Hill with the tackle. Don't forget, Thursday on CBS, CSI is off to the races with 2 strange new cases and an action-packed episode. Don't miss a new episode of TV's #1 show, CSI, Thursday at 9, 8 Central on CBS.
Because at this point, you watch these games play, and the Raiders are handing this ball off, running it down there. And it's not like they're piling on. They're running the football. You see, there's the 2 guys. Lamont Jordan, who left in the first half, was 74 yards. Now Fargas, 146. They're just getting it done.
First down at the 37. Fargas again, going right. This time he stood up. He'll gain 1.5 yards. Derek Pope. Take a look at the play selection for the Raiders. 42 rushes. They've thrown the ball only 13 times.
They haven't needed to throw it, and you see there the reason. 263 rushing yards as Zach Thomas has to stand there and watch. I mean, you know, Zach's just got to be sick about the way this game has turned out for his defense out there.
Second down and 8 at the 36. Fargas left. Tried to break it back, and he's hog-tied and taken down.
They're going to call him down.
Loose ball, and Matt Roth makes the tackle.
The ball came loose, and the officials are not going to have any of it. They're going to say he was down before the ball came out. We'll see. Now, there was no whistle. Well, you know, he was down when the ball came out. As Darius is right there.
For the Raiders.
Porter's in there.
Ooh.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Third down and 8 from the 35.
Miami has a timeout left.
Third down and 8 at the 35. Dolphins need a stop.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin called a timeout on the Raiders sideline. They were running out of time on the play clock. Good call.
1 timeout remaining for both teams. Lane Kiffin, 3:12 away from his second win.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the Comcast Triple Play. Experience TV, phone, and internet together like never before. And by Cadillac, introducing the all-new 2008 Cadillac CTS.
Welcome back, 28-17. Raiders with the lead. The red flag is on the field, so we have a challenge coming up by Cam Cameron. Let's take another look.
Yes, Fargas comes in there. You see him takes the shot there.
Challenging to see if it's a fumble. That's a fumble.
That's a ball. The ball is out.
That is a fumble.
The ball is out.
Watch his knee. His knee was not down. That right knee.
And I think there's no question that, you know, it's got to be a recovery now. As what they say is the play's got to continue in natural motion. And there's no question the Dolphins are going to come up with this. As Roth jumps in there and grabs it, so does Darius and the rest. See Kiffin now having a discussion.
3:12 remaining in the fourth quarter. The Oakland Raiders lead the Miami Dolphins 28-17. And right now there's a challenge on the field. Did Justin Fargas fumble this ball.
Yeah, it's out and before his knee hits, no question. Now, they called him down by contact, but there was no whistle, and the league this year, the officials are instructed, and they did it in this case, let the play continue till it's over, then blow the whistle, and then sort it out later.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Miami is charged their last timeout.
Wow. I don't know why that doesn't get overturned. That seems to me that if the Dolphins came up with that, it should have been their football. And maybe they just said that it wasn't a clear recovery by the Dolphins. They had to come up with it because the officials didn't really take the time to see who grabbed the football or came out of the pile with it. I have no idea, but it looks like to me there's a chance Fargas might have gotten it back. But nevertheless, that's the final timeout for Miami.
His left knee could have been down. It looked like his left knee was down. 3rd down and 8 at the 35. Here's Culpepper, draw play, Fargas with all sorts of running room. Fargas cuts it back, still on his feet, and he goes down at the 7. 28-yard gain. Darius with the tackle.
Gus, the Dolphin defense, you could tell they felt like that challenge was their last hope. That took all the spice out of them. They got nothing left. I mean, they've been out there. They're getting run on. They can't stop the run. That last challenge by their coach, Cam Cameron, did not go their way, and they just have nothing left.
Fargas, 19 carries, 175 yards. He's averaging 9.2 yards per carry. Over the left side, bottled up. 2:18 to go.
You know, Gus, and that's after Fargas came in after Lamont Ward. After Jordan went out of the game.
Exactly.
Jordan was having the same game. I mean, he was having a great game too.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning. 28-17. Oakland. Welcome back. A lot of happy Raider fans here in Miami. 28-17, Raiders with the lead. 2 minutes remaining. Young Lane Kiffin, 32 years old, 2 minutes away from his second win, a road win, which is such an important win for this organization. Al Davis gambling. He's done it before. Giving a young coach an opportunity. John Madden, John Gruden, now Lane Kiffin. 2nd down and goal at the 9. Fargas. He lost his hat. Miami 0-3. Coming into this game, we talked about it. Joey Porter, guaranteed victory. Trent Green, costly mistakes, 2 interceptions. Green 13 of 24, 135 yards.
And I'll tell you guys, we spoke to the Dolphins and they hadn't won a game coming into today, but they were an upbeat group. They have a lot of faith in Cam Cameron and his program. They feel like they're on the right track. They lost 2 of the games by 3 points, so they feel like they're being competitive, but they cannot put it together.
Fargas again. Inside the 5. 3-yard pickup. Joey Porter there. The Oakland Raiders have rushed for 293 yards. Make it 296 now. 366 yards in total offense. Cam Cameron is really going to have to address his defense.
The Raiders stay on the field. 4th down.
4th down and goal at the 3. Exactly, Steve.
Yeah, just try and pound it in. If you don't get it, who cares? At least the clock will, you run as much time off the clock as you can. This game is just about over.
This is total disrespect right here. Play action. Culpepper. Touchdown. Dante Culpepper lets him know, you guys got rid of the wrong man. I'm healthy now. 3rd rushing touchdown of the day. He's thrown 2.
I'm sorry, guys. He ran for 3 touchdowns today. Unbelievable for a guy who couldn't even drop back last year in this stadium as a Dolphin. Comes back, throws for 2 touchdowns, runs for 3, and the two of those rushing touchdowns were tough physical runs like the one you just saw. What a game by Dante Culpepper.
Extra point good. 34. Make it 35-17.
The bootleg, just like they've done a couple of times today. The Raiders pound away with the running game, and then the little slip play action for a big throw or a little boot action run. Exactly the same play they scored at the other end of the field.
Dante Culpepper making plays. He's a 3-time Pro Bowler, 2000, 2003, 2004 with the Minnesota Vikings. Responsible for 5 touchdowns today. 3 rushing touchdowns, 2 passing touchdowns. And look at his teammates. They're patting him on the back.
Look how great he feels.
Dante told us this was just another game. Obviously, he was stretching the truth a bit.
Stretching the truth. They're out and out lying right through his teeth. He played great. And you see here, here's the play to the other corner of the end zone at the other end. Busting into the end zone. Had to throw down the sidelines, and then this last one, 5 touchdowns. Dante Culpepper outrunning 2 defenders to the corner. I'll tell you what, there's a lot of statements coming out of this game, Gus, and all of them are in the favor of the Raiders.
Ginn Jr. misplays it. Picks it up inside the 10. Hits the sideline. And is wrapped up at the 21. Schweigert with the play.
The Dolphins still looking for their first win under Cam Cameron. Not since 1966 has a head coach begun his tenure here in Miami 0-4 until today, when Cam Cameron opens the 2007 season in that way.
So Dante Culpepper, huge smile on that Raiders sideline. He came in and replaced Cade McCown last week. Solid performance. Excuse me, Josh McCown. Solid performance. But an even better one today. Here's the screen, Ronnie Brown. And Brown gets up to the 45. And that will do it. Huge game, Dante Culpepper. 3 touchdowns rushing, 2 passing. Lane Kiffin has his second win as the Raiders win it 35-17. For Steve Tasker, this is Gus Johnson saying so long from Miami. You've been watching the National Football League on CBS Sports.